Hey everybody, look at me in that little tiny corner here. What the heck is going on with our settings this morning? There we go. There we go. Now we got it. All right, welcome back. Calf update 273. And number one Marvel fan was just looking at that amazing Silver Surfer cover that Mr. Johnson has in his calf gallery. How did anybody miss that last week? That thing was wow. I mean, it's one hell of an image, right? One of the most memorable surfer images for me, anyway. So it's always cool to see stuff like that pop up into calf, and difficult not to feature it when you're having a calf update. And it is what it is. But lots of good artwork was actually posted to calf last week, and of course, I think what do we got going on right now? We even have the best of voting going on right now. For those of you who weren't aware of that, maybe if I have some time before the show is over, I'll cast a few votes with all of you, and we'll see at least I could show you how to vote. Maybe that might be the thing to do. I heard some people were confused with how to do it. A lot of first timers are coming around and voting this time around. So good for the site. Good to have a lot of traffic on there. I think there were about 1,800 pieces submitted into the Best of 2025 award. And I don't have the trophy in here anymore. Gwen's busy painting them right now. So the one I had here last week is no longer here. But suffice to say, it's fun and different than what we've had in the past. Marcus says he voted already. Well, that's good, Marcus. Thank you. I think we have until the last day of the month. So midnight on the 31st, voting will close, and then within the Tuesday after that, we will have the awards presentation. Mikhail and I will don our tuxes and bow ties and do some presentations for that. Marcus is, for those who don't know, Marcus is closing in on a pretty impressive figure on comic art fans. And I know the last time I looked, he was around 1,000 comments away from 100,000 comments on the website. That's pretty impressive, especially you figure how many pieces of artwork Marcus has commented on over the years that have been deleted or turned off. That number is probably a little bit higher than that, but 100,000 is within his scope. He might be able to hit that before we get to the best ofs. And who knows? Does that award him a different trophy? Probably not. But maybe we can paint a different crown or something on our trophy. We'll come up with something. But we are starting things off tonight with Mr. DeTulio, and it's rather cold where he is. He's up in that Buffalo area where they're getting the the Arctic blast or whatever. Even my mom in Cleveland's got about she's around 10 to 8 degrees right now, but I think DeTulio's got it a little bit worse. So he's not our weatherman on the spot, but we will be getting a weather update, I believe, when we bring that in here. Hey, Matt.
How are you? Guys? How are you? Good to see you, Bill.
Good to see you as well, man. So what's new? You look, you don't look like you're nervous about the winter storm that is on top.
No, I mean it's just like a normal winter, storm type of thing for us. But the problem is it's just so cold. I was just, saying in the green room to you, my hot water pipe, like just the main hot water intake, just froze. And it's like under the house, insulated and wrapped in heat tape. So, it's just one of those things. But I stopped at the grocery store. We, got the essentials and we're good to go. It just chills you to the bone cold. That's all.
Well, I don't miss it. Not at all. But I'll tell you, it's so cold down here that when it got to about 36 degrees, even the cat would not go outside.
Yeah. Well, my dog's right now. Jarvis, my wolfhound, he loves it out there. Like he's made for that. He loves it. The Doberman and the new puppy, not so much. They're like, go out, do business, come right back in. Jarvis looks like a abominable snowman. So he's enjoying himself. But yeah, when it gets cold, when the animals don't want to go outside, that's cold.
Exactly. Polar vortex. That's what it was called. I don't pay attention to the stuff now that I'm not living there. But yeah.
Exactly. Agent knows.
Now, where was this? Marcus wanted to know if you blame McDermott for it.
I don't, but I'm glad that he's gone. And it was just time for a change. He was a great coach. The Bills have been very close. Me and my buddy were just messaging back and forth. It's like, how often do we have to ask ourselves, why do we let it affect us like this? Because we were like gutted for days. But it's part of being a fan, I guess. It's what makes sports cool. And I'm just glad we made a change, and we might be worse, but we changed. So that's good.
Hey, we're getting a new coach in Cleveland too. So it's
I was just about to say Stefanski left the Browns. So who knows?
Turnover is the name of the game right now. But anyway, enough about sports, enough about the weather. So we're here to, well, we have a little bit of OAX stuff to go over. I mean, you've got, I guess something came up with Bianchi as far as an opportunity that he wanted everybody to be aware of.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had a meeting with Simone last week. We didn't announce this opportunity coming up when we announced the original ones, because we didn't know with deadlines and things he was working on, what he was going to be able to, get done. So I was able to talk to him. He had the time, and I'm super happy to be able to offer what we're doing tonight, because it's never been offered in the United States before. So it'll be really cool.
All right. Well, why don't you, I've actually turned everything on already, so I could put the link in the chat so everybody knows what it is. But why
I can start talking about it. So Simone did a Simone Bianchi Marvel villains book, and it's all, works of artwork that Simone's painted throughout the years that have all been villains in some sort. Simone's had a love for the bad guys throughout his career, and you get, a really great printed book with all the villains in it. But the villains book also is going to be offered with sketches inside of them. So Simone doesn't offer remarks. We have people ask all the time. This is going to be your version of the remark from Simone. He worked really closely with the sister Gloria to pick the sheet of paper that's on the first page there. So he's very familiar with this. He loves to draw on it. So this is kind of going to be like what one of them is. This is an example of the pencil sketch. So we're going to offer 10 slots of these total. 7 of them will be a character of your choosing with pencil and colored pencil. And then the other 3, which we've never offered at all before, are going to be a deluxe remark. And Bill has an example of that that's also going to have some paint on it. And that's going to go for $700. So you get the book, the sketch inside of it. The only way the sketch can be gotten is inside the book. You can't get it on a scrap sheet of paper or, something that you bring up. It goes inside the first page, and it's a really beautiful book alone, but then you get the art inside of it. The book is 8.5 by 12.5. So it's a little oversized because we got to have Italian dimensions. So it was really cool talking to Simone. He offered this in Lucca. There's a beautiful Galactus there. I love that one. He offered this in Lucca, and we were able to offer, I think, 7 or 8 slots in Singapore. Yeah, beautiful Thanos. We were able to offer 7 or 8 slots in Singapore, and Simone just wasn't sure if he was going to be able to do it. I talked to him. He found the time, and these aren't just like a quick sketch. There's something really cool, puts a lot of, detail in them. And we're also offering the deluxe one. I love this Venom. This is my favorite one he did out of the examples. But yeah, then we're offering the deluxe one with paint. So, anybody that's been looking for Simone sketch, I always say it's a villains book. Doesn't have to be just villains. You can get a hero if you want. And, beautiful Spidey here. So we're offering 10 slots total, 7 of the pencil and colored pencil, 3 of the painted. And I'm looking forward to seeing them all done, because they were really cool to get watched done in Singapore. And it was something that was very cool that was supposed to be only for Lucca. And now we're able to bring it over to OAX and offer it for the first time in the US.
And it's just because you guys don't ship too many books around when he's traveling to other shows?
Well, exactly. The books are very heavy, and they only did a limited run of these through Panini. So we didn't know how many books were going to be left, what was going to be there, that type of deal. And to ship 24 books anywhere, of these is extremely, extremely heavy. So especially with, some of the other tariff situations and things like that. But this just makes it, Simone is bringing a suitcase. Just one side of it's going to be 10 books, and then he's going to load them up in there, and we will hand deliver them at OAX.
So is he able to skip some of the customs fees and stuff by bringing them through that way?
Yeah, if you put it in your carry-on, you just say, "Oh, I'm just bringing books," and nobody questions you. And Simone is actually, it's really cool. Simone is bringing his son this time, so he's got an extra bag for his son, and he's going to have his son bringing the books for us.
I didn't know that he was bringing his son. That's cool.
Yeah, he just literally told me 2 days ago his son's going to be coming. 2-3 days ago, his son's going to be coming. He's, I believe, 13. Sebastian, he's the man, and he'll be helping at the convention.
Wow. So you're going to put him to work? That's
what he's coming for. He's got it.
Oh man, well that's awesome, man.
But yeah, it's a really great book. It's I want to say too, the book is in Italian, because it was not a U.S. print, but the imagery in it is, all absolutely beautiful. It's really nice, well quality print, but I just did want to, let everyone know it's not English on the inside to read. You'd have to, use a translator app for it.
All right. So when was the book published?
Last year, just middle of last year. It's only been out 3-4 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's his most newest publishing. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, so the link was in the chat. I guess I can throw it in there one more time, and then after the show's over, I'll make sure I get it linked in the show description as well. But you can head over there, check out what Simone has to offer. I guess this is it, because everything, he was closed before this. He had sketch cards as an option and a few painted pieces as well, and those sold out pretty early.
Yep, he did sketch card. He did sketch cards pencil. He did sketch cards painted, and then he did 11 by 17 single figure and 13 by 19 cover quality. He got all those, roughed out enough where I was like, hey, Simone, what about the villains books? Could we maybe open up a late opportunity for OAX? And he was like, I'm in a good enough spot. Open them up. I would love to do them there. So it'll be really cool. And I'm hoping maybe he brings like 1 or 2 to be able to do at the show, but it just depends on weight. So really the ones that are going to be done before the show is really the only way to guarantee it, because I don't know if he's going to be able to bring any extras.
Awesome. And yes, James, you said it was in Italian, right, Matt?
Yes. Yep.
So James, you can brush up on your Italian. I watched a game show earlier today that apparently, the number one thing people have on their bucket list of things to do is to learn another language, even before jumping out of an airplane. So James,
really?
if you don't know Italian yet, you might as well. This was your opportunity. Get in line, get the book, and learn another language.
It's very Italian.
It is very Italian.
Very Italian. It's not English.
So Bobby Smith. Do you speak Italian to Simone?
No.
That's
a running joke he's been saying for about 3 years now, is that when I first met him, I told him I was going to learn, which I did. And he's like, you're never going to learn. And that's exactly where we're at still. So
nothing wrong with that. Well, we did get a couple of requests that came in, as I can see.
Cool.
So that's a good start.
Awesome. Absolutely.
So, yeah, you'll those emails actually go to you, don't they?
I was just about to say, I just refreshed and there they are. So beautiful. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. And yeah, I think it's a really cool opportunity, and it's not something a lot of people want, a quicker sketch from Simone or a smaller piece, and he just doesn't do a lot of them. So, for $400 to be able to get one and inside of the cool book, we thought it was a great opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if he was doing that on a 11 by 14 or a 9 by 12 piece of Bristol, it's going to be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So
one of the character requests was Captain America or Red Skull. I'm interested to see who Simone would choose for that.
Well, who do you think he will? Is it a coin toss, or do you think he has?
No, I think he'd go with Red Skull because it's the villains book. Simone really loves the bad guys.
Yeah. Well, there you go, and we know that has to be for Alberto. So
no, it's not actually.
It's not.
No,
okay.
I'm just kidding. It is.
If it was someone else, I would have been shocked.
No, it's awesome. I'm glad.
So now we actually have something else we can debut tonight, because we've been gradually rolling out the OAX auction pieces for proxy bidding over at the OAX CAF gallery, and so some people have been going over there and watching the gallery. Like we've been instructing everybody. I don't know what the watch count is on it right now.
The best gallery on CAF going right now. Every time I look, another absolute banger goes up, and I'm trying to plan on what I'm going to bid on. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out how I can save up some money as well. But yeah, it was funny. When I was looking for stuff last week to choose for the CAF update and my picks, right? There was a lot of there were several pieces that were in the top 10 viewed pieces that were out of the OAX gallery. So that was good. Like the Adam Hughes piece that went up earlier, that kept popping on my list, even though that was a Monday drop, so it wasn't even one I could pick for today. But yeah, the Alan Davis piece, the Victor Adame She-Hulk, the Adam Hughes recreation of her in the pool, and the Bart Sears got a lot of attention last week.
The She-Hulk in the pool is just unbelievable, and the process video that they posted to go with it on their Instagram was just incredible. That, I'm not a She-Hulk collector, but that piece is beautiful. I mean, it's just a great piece of art.
That's true, and yes, we don't prohibit the OAX staff to bid on auctions at all. I mean, they were collectors too, and I mean, and the thing is, Victor Adame, who painted the She-Hulk piece, I mean, he's done a lot of Magic the Gathering. He's done a lot of personal work. He's done a lot of published work, but he's really not painted a lot of comic book characters in the past. So
Right.
stuff like this, it's like getting a Pancoast Magic the Gathering cap piece, like Alberto lost on. Those guys are tremendous artists, and you just don't get to see them work on characters that many of us know and love. So these are rare opportunities. Everybody should have a chance to get them.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, like the Pancoast Iron Man that's up is just like an amazing painting, and it makes me want him to paint more superhero stuff, like more, villain, like a Doctor Doom by him would just be like incredible. And I wasn't even familiar with Pancoast until the crossover. So now to get to see him painting Marvel stuff is awesome. And like you said, you just don't get to see it, too often. And the She-Hulk was also, I thought, was very unique because it's painted on aluminum. It's on like an aluminum backing, which is also, it's just a unique piece of art. So there's just some really cool stuff going up there. And Marcus, my wife's coming this time, and she's going to have a list and a budget that she can bid on. So I won't be, bidding myself, but we'll be taken care of.
That's right. We can make you step aside and hold the art while Tatiana takes over on any of the lots that you have her bidding on. That might be the way to do it. So a link is in the chat for the CAF gallery, so you can take a look at everything that we've posted so far. And again, there will probably be 6 pieces dropping tomorrow because I missed the last 2 days to get some extra pieces in there. I set them aside, just ran out of time. So tomorrow, probably around noon, I'll drop another 6. But let me show off this piece by Simone Bianchi, because this is one of the pieces that'll be dropping tomorrow. Because you're watching tonight, you get to see it here first. And it's a really fun Superman piece. When I first saw it, I was thrown. The angle is just crazy, but with the power of Photoshop, I turned it around and looked at it from all angles, and I like the approach that Demio had on this one.
Yeah, the perspective's just crazy. Simone didn't do a ton of Superman covers. It's Superman, son of Kal-El. It's a beautiful full image of Superman, and I love the perspective, Bill. Like you said, the angle's crazy. The bird's there. That's one of kind of his signature things. You get really great sponging technique in the chest and in the forearm there. And I love that he attacks the hand. A lot of times an artist will move the hand around or their heart. The hand gives a really great perspective right from the focal point at the top. It's just a super cool piece.
It definitely is. And Superman is Maureen's favorite character, so I haven't shown her this one yet. But
and we figured with the movie and the hype behind that too, which I actually just watched a couple weeks ago for the first time, and I'm a Marvel guy, but I didn't mind it. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I was a little late to the party, but I thought it was good.
I need to watch it a second time, but I did like it as well. Alberto says he's getting a great Demio for OAX. Is that true? Is that something he picked up for a pre-OAX or something he's lined up on the side?
A purchase he's lined up on the side that's pretty incredible. So it'll be out by OAX, but it's I'm a little jealous.
Well, Alberto, I hope you share. That's it's no fair if you buy a piece of art that we all want to get to look at, and you just kind of squirrel it away and don't show anybody. So yeah.
No, we'll make sure we get some pictures.
Well, I think we have a PA system in each hall, so maybe when Alberto goes over there to pick it up, we can
like
an announcement. Alberto's going to pick up his Demio right now. He says,
anybody wants to go to the DAC
confirm or deny this?
To watch Alberto pick up his piece, you have 5 minutes, and we just count it down.
That's right. Well, yeah, I like that. We could,
it'd be fun. But it's
a lot of uses for the PA, I think.
I got to see the digital layouts for 2 of the Demio commissions. They are absolutely incredible, and one Bianchi got that I just saw. It's the first time I've ever seen it. It's almost done. He got an absolute Batman 11 by 17 full figure painted. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty incredible. So I'm excited to see how that one when it gets touched up. So everybody's doing awesome stuff. Assad's got a Iron Maiden album cover themed commission, like with the trooper with the skeleton and the flag. I can't wait to see how that turns out. So got some really unique commissions being done, and we're very excited. I'm looking to bring some, new covers and some new inventory. So it'll be the first time that the DAC team has been fully at a convention with Assad. So that'll be cool as well.
I didn't realize that. So what did Assad say when he found out the subject for that commission?
Cool. Yep. That was it. One word. Cool.
Not intimidated. Didn't
No.
second guess it. Just cool.
Nope. This guy was a really interesting commissioner. He said anything that would be like Moby Dick themed, like Out to Sea or Iron Maiden. And I was like, wow, those are two really unique choices. I'm excited to see him. Desai goes, I'll do the Iron Maiden one. It's cool. I was like, all right, you got it.
Damn. I didn't even realize there was an Iron Maiden theme. Are they on CAF? They must be on CAF.
I have no idea. I don't know. It was the request was awesome. I didn't question it. I just sent it over to his side. I was like, we'll see how that goes. And then he got a cover or a single figure highest tier that he was offering, Silver Surfer with cosmic background. And I'm really excited to see how that turns out because he always knocks those out of the park.
Very cool. Yeah, Charles Holbert in the chat says he knows an Iron Maiden guy, so maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how it turns out. It'll be really cool.
Yeah, and if it's not the same collector, then the cool thing will be is that there's more than one.
There's more than one Iron Maiden art collector. Yeah.
Right. Now, here, I just real quickly, I know I threw the link in there earlier, but yeah, look at that. I mean, there's just so much good stuff in there. This is like ordered by views, but the Donato is awesome. The Psylocke and Sentinel commission is beautiful too.
The Segovia is crazy. The Doom.
The Black Doom is really nice. Oh yeah, PJ's piece is incredible. I mean, the auction poster is great. Mannix, Nahuel Grego's Wolverine. The colors were killer. Absolutely. And you get Spider-Man in a Palm Tree by John Romita Jr. and Mr. Palmiotti.
Jimmy, I love it.
Jimmy, yeah, no, it's gonna be great, man. There's so much good stuff, and then to see the Adam Hughes Satanic cover pop in there, that as being, I guess Adam wanted to make sure that his piece sold higher than Allison's this year. Yeah, he didn't want to have that title go back to back, so he was like, I'm gonna give something really nice here. Right. We haven't seen what Allison has contributed yet, so you never know. She might be working something up, but
who knows? She might be coming for her own special title again. And the one that's in here that blew me away, and I don't care because I want all the auction pieces to do well, is the Jeremy Stevens Gambit. I love that piece. It is incredible with like the heavy whites in the back with the like really fluorescent paints. I think this piece is awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's right out of the recent cartoon, right? I mean,
it's very X-Men 97 like, the color palette, the white space behind it. It's just cool. I love it.
Oh man, Jason's always funny in the chat, isn't he? But no, I agree. I've always loved Jeremy's work. He's
Jason, Jesus.
He's always had that style of kind of silhouetting his characters in interesting ways, and he's amazing. A very nice guy too. And so he's returning to OAX. For those of you who didn't stop by his booth in the IAX hall last time around, you get another chance. He's gonna be he's got two people beside him that he's gonna be it's going to be awesome. The floor plan is pretty cool. I can't wait to be able to talk about that. Kezra has worked some amazing magic to group people together well and to kind of make really nice pairings, people across from one another in rows and stuff. I think people will be able to sense the care that went into all of that. But what was the other thing? I saw a question there from Alberto. Do we have any more pre-OAX coming with just one more month to go? There's at least one, maybe two, but I think I can't swear to that, but at least one for sure.
Don't hold them accountable for that answer, but maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like just like this was kind of a surprise. We've talked with a few other artists, in the preceding months who said that if they get close to filling up their pre-OAX that they would reopen it a couple extra slots here or there, and we have emailed with a few different people, so you never know. I mean, it's very hard to say. But never say never.
No, and I know that Casper's worked, immensely hard on the floor plan, and I love that he said all the Scorpios are together. So it's basically just based off the Zodiacs. If it's kind of in line with that, and everybody will just vibe their way through. And I'm really excited for the new floor plan. I think it's going to be awesome, and I'm really looking forward. I'm getting the inventory ready. I'm bringing some animation art, some gaming art. So it's been cool. It's starting to get real that it's right around the corner, and I'm excited. It's going to be great. Scorpio.
Oh my goodness.
Put me in the Aquarius corner. I'll be Aquarius if you don't mind.
Right, and there we will have a, essentially we'll have a karaoke machine probably in both halls, and there is a stage in the Seminole Hall. So if you really, are feeling,
if you're feeling it,
feel a little funky and you want to entertain, we'll have all the tools you need to put on a performance. In with a lot of art around you too, so that might be interesting. As long as there's cameras out there, you're more than welcome to give it your all. And as far as I actually got the list of bars that I think that are going to be part of Wolby Fans Pub Crawl. And,
can't wait. Don't miss the pub crawl. It's worth it.
No, and I did. He emailed me today. There's going to be the Hubert is coming back for that. It's for the T-shirt and everything. But he actually teased that there's going to be a variant T-shirt that he's going to special print up for some people. So we're not going to talk about that till we can get some imagery out of him and get him on some show, in the next few weeks. But he did tell me who the artist was, and it's going to be pretty cool. I know it'll be. Some people might want the variant more than they want the Adam Hubert.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah. Marcus says I can finally wear that Neil Diamond, suit that I've got. Collecting dust in the closet for the last 20 years, maybe.
Yeah, and another thing too, it's I'd be remiss not to mention it. 2 days ago or yesterday, DeMio's new issue of X-Men of Apocalypse dropped, and that is the issue that'll be in the special gallery at OAX. So that's where all the original art from the issue that dropped on Wednesday will be debuted for sale for the first time.
That is awesome. Just the interiors?
Just the interiors, every single page by page, frame by frame. They'll all be up and be available for purchase gallery style at the special gallery. So Simone's very excited about that. We've never offered, a full book at a show before, since we started working together, and being able to do it in a special gallery at OAX is like the perfect spot. So we're very excited.
That is pretty cool. Well, we know we're going to get some photos and video clips of him talking about the gallery. That's sweet, man. I'm glad he was able to do that. Did I miss anything else in here? Oh, George Hodge wants to know if he can jam with the next Comic Art crew.
They would probably be the best at karaoke. Like, they would probably be the team to vibe with. You can just get right along in there.
JP getting up there and belting out a few tunes. Yeah, he would be good. He would enjoy that. And then they get those Devo kind of outfits as well. Maybe I don't know.
we do like a full group performance, like it's like the Jackson 5. Like, you have to pick like a song based on a group.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
There is no VVIP party. Party. Man, what is Alberto's just? He's got way too many questions that don't have answers these days. But all right, yeah, okay. Well, that's what else you got, Matt? You got anything else for us?
No, that's it. That's kind of it. I'm gonna be, teasing some inventory coming up on Instagram. Gonna have some really incredible things coming from Assad. Some painted interiors for new series and 2 new covers. So got some really cool things to be debuted at the show. We'll be teasing those in the upcoming weeks, and just looking forward to seeing everybody and having it all happen.
Well, that's awesome. So, we already have been teased to know what the complete book that's going to be available. But again, hopefully in the lead up, we'll be able to get some other ideas on the pieces that the team is bringing.
Oh, and
we still have Assad's piece to come up for the auction, and Mr. Bianchi's too. So that's.
Do you want to know the character that Assad's doing, or should it be a surprise?
Well, I don't know. Well, I want to know, but I don't know if we want to let everybody.
Well, I think it'll be done in 8 days. So by the 30th, I'll have it. But so it'll be up shortly. It's going to be great.
All right. Will I want to bid on it?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
All right.
You should want to bid on everything.
James can't wait. 8 days, he just said, James. In 8 days, we will all know. So, so maybe like the following, the next Friday, that could be one of the pieces we drop, or maybe that'll be the piece we drop on Monday after that. But yeah, it'll be out there and available for proxy bidding when the time is right.
Yep. New Detective Comics cover. We got cool stuff coming, so it'll be great. Thank you for having me. Make sure you want to get an opportunity for a Simone Bianchi original sketch in a villain's book. live on oax.art. And Bill, thanks for having me on, man. It's always good to see you.
It's my pleasure. Yep. You have a good one, Matt. I hope you get some more, hot water back soon.
Tomorrow morning, we'll be fine. Thanks, Bill. See you guys.
All right, man. See ya. All right. So Casper's guess is Assad is doing dupe cosplaying as Madame Mask. Well, that is of course a possibility. We know who would be up for buying that one, of course. Mr. Fuller would be all over that one, and probably with very little competition, I would imagine. But still, that would be great. So what else we got? So yes, a lot of things going on around here at Cap HQ. I got to dabble in Adobe Illustrator today for the first time in I think 25 years, and I found out I still got it. I was able to put together this a drawing that we needed for something for OAX in about 20 minutes. So I was very happy with myself. It's like those kind of tools that you use as you're coming up through the computer era of learning Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. They don't leave you. Those shortcuts are all still the same. So yeah, we got some fun stuff that we've got in the works for OAX, and some of it you'll get teased over the next few weeks, and others you'll just get surprised when you get here. But yeah, lots of cool things going on. What is Alberta? Do we get a Kazra Bill bit off again this year? No. Well, you got to see the Josh Cassara piece. I mean, it's a Kang piece, so fortunately Josh didn't come up with anything that he and I would have to fight over. I can tell you that there's at least one piece that a couple other people on the team are already vying for, but it's not Kazra and I. So there could be some competition for at least one of the pieces out there by a couple of the CAF team. But we won't say what that piece is, or you'll see it when it happens, because two folks really want a couple of the pieces that are out there. And Alberto, that reminds me, there is a piece with CAF on it. I thought it was posted already, maybe not, but I could have sworn there was. Maybe I haven't shown that one yet. Let me see. No, it's posted. There's an image. Cap is front and center on one of those pieces. You need to go back and browse through the gallery, Alberto, because I'm ashamed that you didn't see that piece. It's a piece that's after Jack Kirby, so if that's any kind of hint. So yeah, MODOK and Cyclops. That was a moment to remember last year. But as it turns out, us getting pushed into February was probably not a bad thing when you have a polar vortex coming down on everybody up north. That was always our greatest fear for the show in January, was that something like that would happen. So, and just when we said that you couldn't have a colder weekend in Florida, now once this thing hits down here, we might have had it. So OAX is in a much better spot where it's at, and 4 short weeks. In 4 weeks, Thursday night there's like hall setup stuff that will be going on, not for you, the exhibitors, of course, but for getting all the pipe and drapes and stuff going in there. And we will have a get together meetup on that Thursday as well. So I think if you haven't been following the events page over on OAX, you should probably start keeping an eye on it. And I can assure you that once we have the event schedule kind of ironed out, there will probably be a mailing that is dedicated just to it, because Kazra and I were looking over that yesterday. He pulled it together, and I was a little surprised that there are as many things going on as there are. But I don't think there will be a down or dull moment from midday Thursday all the way through end of Sunday, not just when the halls close. So there's plenty of stuff going on that I think will keep people occupied if you're there for the whole time, which you should be. All right. Well, we there. Let me scratch a couple things off. I think I got through all the important things that I wanted to get through before we got to the schedule here. So let me go ahead and just run through the schedule. That was one thing I could have talked to with Matt. Matt's going to be popping on next Wednesday. We're going to be doing like a low end sales show. As everybody knows, with OAX coming up, we haven't the sales shows have been a little timid. We know so many of you are saving your bucks for OAX, as well you should. But Matt has he's going to be doing like 1,000 and under show, and so I don't think we're even going to have that many pieces. It'll be more of a hangout. We'll probably end up doing a few OAX related announcements on that as well next Wednesday. But here, let me pull up where is my slide here? Here we go. So before that, though, Matt Lowenstein, who will be at OAX, he was there last year. If you haven't met him, most of the team has been interviewed by Matt over on his channel, but He does those on Thursday nights, so I know that's not an opportunity that I would ever have to kind of hang out and BS with him. So he said, let's do one over here. So this it'll be a good opportunity to have Matt come on, and if you didn't get a chance to meet him last year, you'll be at OAX again, and you'll get you get a little familiar with him next Tuesday when we talk. Other things coming up, of course, the best of presentation for 2025. That's going to be on Tuesday the 3rd. That will be a lot of fun. And again, I haven't been following the voting too closely yet, but I had promised that well, maybe if I have a few minutes here, I will show you, remind everybody how to vote, because I did want to. That wasn't my notes here. I skipped it. What else we got? Alex Garcia, I mentioned that a few times already. He's the guy who has done all the great shirts related to dueling dealers and other calf related stuff that's up on the TeePublic store. So Alex, not only is a great artist, but he has an incredible collection, and most of the coolest stuff that he showed me when we were in San Diego isn't in his calf. So I'm kind of curious to see what pieces he picks to show, because I was blown away. I'm thinking, here's this guy, good artist, does great work, publishes his own art book. And not a lot of artists have the cabbage to pick up some pretty stellar pieces, but Alex has one hell of an art collection. So yeah, I'll push him to kind of bring some stuff that he isn't already sharing on the website. Then we got a preview with Heritage. We got of course preview with Comic Connect after that, and then the big weekend is OAX, which is the 20th through the 22nd. So all piles and piles of fun stuff coming up. But here, let me get this slide out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my guest who is doing the picks tonight, because it is not Mr. Snore. It is a gentleman who's been on the channel once or twice in the past, and he has an affinity for weird music and tells some of the best jokes on Facebook. This man can eat 50 hot dogs when he goes to a sporting event. I mean, he is amazing, Mr. Steve.
I don't know how I reply back to that. It's sitting there and been like, well, yes, it was very expensive movie date for me and my wife.
How does she like look at you while you're eating all those hot dogs and just it's just like,
well, we were just passing them out. It's nice to go to the movie theater and hand out hot dogs to everybody in the theater with you, and that's what we were doing. So just being a little more gracious.
The generosity, it is the season, I guess, right?
Well, it was October. It was on Halloween, and you know how the kids like hot dogs for Halloween at the movie theater. So that's what we did. Stuart wasn't invited. Only 50, yes.
Steve is a giver. Well, Kaz,
I'm glad there's no context to this either. Just out there. Well, and probably best to let it hang like that.
Oh man, well, Steve, it's good to see you again, man.
Hey, it's good to,
you need to be on the channel a little bit more.
Well, with Stuart getting older, he's 11 now. He doesn't care as much about me and doing stuff with me as much as it was. He's doing his own thing. He's playing Dungeons and Dragons now. He's playing video games online. He's got his own group of friends. So I'm kind of in the background a little bit more. So yeah, I'll be more than happy to be around. So just ask. I was happy Chris got a hold of me and said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" Thanks, Josh. I'm just staring at you and just see this flash, and then of course it's like Josh's model photo that just adds a little bit more to the comment.
Look at that. I mean, he
doesn't even look like that. He doesn't even look like that. Who is that? That's the new. And we watched the He-Man trailer. That's the new kid from He-Man.
Wow. Yeah, he looked pretty good in that trailer. Wow. Josh Flanders. Josh, you will not be at OAX this year. We're all disappointed in that, Josh. But
I didn't know that. That is disappointing.
I know. I mean, the one of the highlights. I mean, come on. I remember him walking through the door in year one. He was like screaming, fist in the air. I mean, that was a moment. But so we will miss his.
I will have to. Josh lives fairly close to me, and we'll have to go out to. We'll have to do a post OAX dinner, Josh, and we'll go over what you missed.
Exactly. Now, have you done any pre-OAX yourself? Say with who, but
I got one commission. That's it.
Oh, cool.
Then Max, I'm gonna massacre the last name. He does Sacrificers comic Fiorma.
Yeah, Max Fiamara.
Yes.
Yes.
I just signed up, and it was only because I'm in a couple chats with people talking about how many OAX commissions they're getting, and in the tens of thousands of dollars. And I just felt so left out that I saw, and I like his artwork. You guys posted an amazing Spider-Man versus Green Goblin he did. I was really taken aback, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to win that. But then again, I could just get a commission. So I went and asked if he wanted to do like a Spy versus Spy, Mystique versus Black Widow, and see how that will turn out. So that's what I'm going to get from him. So I'll make sure I show you when I see you.
Please do. No, that sounds awesome. I mean, a few of the artists or their reps have been posting some of the pre-OAX stuff around. I mean, there was a couple pieces that ended up on CAF from the Three Wishes guys. I think it's Segovia piece and whatnot. They all look freaking great. I'm excited to see what gets brought, what gets picked up there. We know Alberto. He's like the new Dave Kopecky of pre-OAX pieces. I think last I heard he's got like 50 of them lined up.
So I was wondering if you could just do a show where Alberto gets to ask questions. Like you could do a whole show with him, just all the questions and then highlight so he'll be happy.
You know, he could just be the guy that people even send their questions into, and we could do like a 5-minute monologue where Alberto just asks questions live during a CAF update, and we try to answer some of them. Other ones we just let them slide by like we do in the chat. But
I couldn't. Now Castro said something about me looking at the chat and side-eyeing it, so now I can't look at the chat.
Here, I'll make it easy. Your side.
Yeah, there. Just go over it. No, I can't look. Now I'll just sit here like that.
All right, and Bobby says it's Fiumara. I thought it was Fiumara. I don't know why, but
yeah,
hey,
I don't want to mess it up. I thought you.
I don't mind messing it up. I mean, I've been saying, is it Kubert or Kubert? I don't even know.
Kubert, I say.
Kubert or Kubert? I don't know. It's one of the other. You know, I've never actually asked Adam because I'm too embarrassed, but I'll ask.
Hey, you've been pronouncing my last name wrong for over a decade.
Davich?
You said Davich forever, but it's Davich.
It's Davich. Well, I learned.
I don't correct people either. It doesn't bother me, so it's okay.
Well, you have the enunciation done so well.
Oh, yeah, I did that for. Yeah, I think I did that for you.
If I enunciate my last name, you know, we would get censored and probably, you know, our SEO ranking on Google would be knocked down. But you know, it's an easy one. But yeah, yours is hard. You're right. I always said, well, David sounds it sounds a little sophisticated.
It's more European, more mysterious. But then David, it's just kind of
David.
It might have been that when they got on the boat. I'm not sure. Maybe they Americanized it for my family. I have no idea.
COXXX. Yes, that would be one way to do it, Seamus. Steve, it's a daytime scene. Man, Catherine knows you too well.
Right? Yeah. We hung out quite a bit about 15 years ago when he was living in Chicago. So we know each other pretty well.
So
he was an usher at my wedding, actually.
An usher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't make the main. He didn't even want to do that, but I made him be part of the wedding. So yeah, he was usher at my wedding.
I think I've seen a picture from that when he was a little dressed up outside, maybe having a smoke or something. Probably.
Yeah. Not that could be any time.
Josh is getting you back. He says his new nickname is Daybreak. All right, okay, man. There's you have a lot of fans in the chat, Steve.
I don't know if fans is the word. Is that the correct word for it?
So I had a question for you. When you think of Diva, what's the first song that pops into your head?
One of my favorites is Gates of Steel.
Gates of Steel. All right.
It's probably one of their angrier songs. Mm-hmm. And, you know, a lot of Devo is a little more poppy, a little bit more weird, a little nerdy. With, you know, some odd lyrics or whatever else you got to dig into. But Gates of Steel, everybody listen to Gates of Steel when you get done with this. It's my favorite Devo song. It's the one with a little bit of spit to it, and I really, really enjoy it.
Very, very cool. So I don't suppose you have like any art that you haven't posted to CAF that you want to show off before we move on with the segment. I mean,
no, I do have some stuff, but it's not here. It's
Okay.
upstairs, so I'd have to run up. But if
Oh.
if I would have known, but
I'm
no, I
sorry.
don't have.
I didn't think of it, but because I have a piece of art. Oh, I have a couple things I can
Well,
show.
why don't you show yours then?
I will. I will definitely.
Okay.
What is Kazler getting at? All right, he says David watched the Corgan podcast interview with Devo from a few weeks ago. Good stuff. Okay.
That's Billy Corgan from
Oh,
Smashing.
Corgan. Oh, yeah, that's right. All right. So here, what do I got? There was a piece that Maureen bought at Comic Art Live that I kept meaning to unbox. I tried unboxing it one night, and the guy had the damn package taped up so well. I looked like a fool trying to cut into it, so I was like, screw that, I can't do that. So Maureen, in fine fashion, she loves Superman. Of course, Superman it's only Clark Kent in this piece. So here, I'll go full screen and show it off. So there you go. I didn't even read it, but it's a nice page. You know,
It's a really nice page.
Yeah.
My wife would love a good Lois Lane page like that. When we go to the comic book shows, she goes and digs up old Lois Lane comic books, and she has almost a comic box full of them. So she would love that.
Well, it's a nice one. When I had no idea what to expect. She just told me she got a Superman page, but yeah, 1980, I guess. Is that the stamp on the back? Yeah. So there you go. So that's what Maureen got. I haven't even shown it to her yet. It's been sitting here for about a week.
The inks are really nice. Do you know who inked it?
No, that's why I thought that. Is it even signed? I don't think so. I'm gonna have to ask her. So this is from Superman Family 305. So anybody who wants to give us the scoop on who inked it?
Tom, you should be ready. Where's Tom at?
Yeah, or is Derek in the chat? Or Brian Bailey knows a thing or two about DC. But yes, I did marry a DC fan. She's all about Batman and all about Superman. So what am I gonna do?
It's a nice
so
page.
the other piece I actually got these from fellow Chicago, gentleman, Hillary Barta. So he had shown me some pieces after the show that I did with him a couple weeks back that he didn't send in for the sale, and I was like, oh, those are cool, and you still have to ship me some artwork. So why don't you sell me these? And they were priced right. This is a page from Warp 14 by Bill Willingham, and Hillary Barta inks on it. So this is like early Willingham published comic book work. I mean, it's post his TSR and D&D work, but predates Elementals, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I had never seen. I actually didn't know Barta had inked Willingham before, but there you go. So I got that. I didn't read Warp either, but I like that era of Willingham. And then I always wanted to get something by Tim Truman. So Rick Welch, I'm sorry, I picked up a couple pieces that you might have liked, but they were sequential, and yeah, just too nice to pass up. So these were from Star Slayer. So pencils by Truman and inks by Hillary Barta. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that one's really nice.
What kind of ink does he use? It absorbs all light.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Yeah, he showed me that, and I was like, oh, I'll take it. And then the follow-up one is even, wow, it is even better, actually. Because there you go, that's the next page then. So, sorry, but I finally have Truman art in my collection. I've been waiting 25 freaking years to get something by Tim Truman.
I've always kind of kept a half an eye open for a Hawk World page, especially from the original Prestige format, I guess. I don't know what they called it back then, but I really, really liked that book as a kid. It made me get into Hawkman, but that Hawk World book was really, really good.
Agreed. Yeah, no, but thank you, Rick. I knew you would, appreciate those pieces. When I saw him, I was like, oh, he should either after the show. So it's like, all right, I know this might be in show 3, like 6 or 8 months from now, or I could just buy them now. So I did. Yep. But Hillary's a great guy. He's fun to hang out with, and he's got a lot of great art.
The only Hillary story I have was probably about 15 years ago after a convention. Everybody was at the bar, and for some reason, him and I did a shot of Jägermeister together. And that was after a bunch of bad decisions to be before that shot of Jägermeister. I did do a shot of Jägermeister with Hillary one time.
How did that night end?
I have no idea. I have no no idea where. I don't even remember where we were or anything else, but I do remember taking the shot with them. So it had to be 15, 20 years ago, easy.
Wow.
But it had
That
to be
was
after one of the
I had a shot of Jägermeister was about 15,
yeah.
15 years ago. Yeah. You know what? You overdo Jägermeister and you almost never go back after that. It scars you for life. Oh man, what is this? Newell wants to know: are we going to heckle the auction again this year? Did you guys heckle the auction last year?
I think everybody kind of heckled the auction a little bit, but I mean that's part of the fun, right? Yeah, I'll sit by you, Newell.
Well, I missed that. I think I was, well, you know, you're focused on other things. So the heckling I missed out on, but yeah.
Everybody, don't get me wrong. Everybody loves the art. We just we're going to heckle anything. It's just like one of those things. It's just like you get a bunch of us together, and everybody's going to make fun of whatever they can make fun of at the time. But yeah, everybody's having a good time though.
Yeah, definitely. There was some good photographs that came out of that. A few at the tables, and then a few with Tatiana and DeTulio up there doing the auctions. I've gone back. There's a great one where DeTulio was like looking at the big screen, and I forget what it was. There was like a dancer or something, so her butt's kind of pointing in this direction, and DeTulio is like looking around like he's just staring right at it. I think that's in some of our PR somewhere too. It pops up on my on one of my feeds every once in a while, and I always laugh. I want to point that out to Matt. He probably doesn't even know that well, I'm probably the one making the correlation that something lewd was happening at that moment. Alberto wants to buy the first round of shots of Jaeger at OAX. So
are you gonna, Alberto? Are you gonna be up that late? That's a late night drink. That's a late. Yeah, that's not a 5 p.m. That's a 1 a.m. drink. So if you could stay up that long, I'll take you up on that.
Why did
I even say that? I reckon just taste it.
Exactly. Yeah, I think the last time I drank any Jägermeister was with Mark Hay, and I remember it was in San Diego, and I don't really remember how we got home, but I remember we were with other people who drank just as much. I just remember like it was like we were arm in arm walking down, and I felt like we were both like at this kind of an angle, like
just
right
holding each other up.
Yeah, and I don't remember much after that other than I felt like a train had hit me in the morning. So I don't think I got up right away. I think Mark was pissed because he still had to get up and go open the booth and get everything started. I stayed in bed till like noon. That was it. That was the last time.
You'll have to wait till Sunday for that.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it together, Bill.
I do. But all right. Well, so we don't have any art for you to look at. Have you voted on during best ofs yet? Do you know how to vote? Have you done that before?
Yeah, I'm already done.
Oh, sweet. Well, I have not cast any, but I'll just I have a screen. I can just show really quickly for those of you who have not voted before. It is it's fairly easy though. Brian texted me saying people are having some people who are new haven't quite figured it out yet. It is a 2-step process, so it's worth at least reminding people how that's done. I've already actually started picking a couple pieces here. So when you go in there, the link to get in to vote is right underneath the account menu. So vote for the best of 2025. It'll take you over to this page right here. Essentially, each category has its own voting page, and after you cast your vote, it gets removed from the list because you can only cast your votes once. There's no like nuke your votes for a given category. But people have asked me about that. Like they cast them and then they wanted to change them. And no, you can't. You can't go back to the ballot box and do it again. But we give you the opportunity to kind of plow through it and make your own decisions on what you want to do. So, so I wish I didn't already pick these, but I could show you how we do this. Like if I wanted to, as I'm scrolling through the list, and there's a couple different ways you can even look at the art. You can click on the art and just kind of thumb through it all before you even start looking at the thumbnails to select the stuff. So we make it easy for you to preview everything without having to even click the details if you're taking notes or something or mental notes. But if I liked, so 5 votes can be cast per category. And what you can do is as you're scrolling through the list, you can click select on these and that'll save them for you. So I can hit update my favorites. So it's essentially making a favorite list of what you like. So, and it moves them to the top. So you can sit there and spend an hour on a page if you want to, mess around trying to figure out what your favorite pieces are. And when you're ready to cast your vote, even if you have, like right now I've got 8 pieces selected, I can just go ahead and say, I want this one, this one, this one. And these two, and I'm not going to cast my vote because I have not gone over this category. And then you click cast your vote, and you're done. And that would take the strip art category off the list for you. And that's how you work through it. You don't have to do all your voting at one time. You can go back and do one category a day. I think we give you 2 weeks to do this, and there's 13 categories. So you literally could do one category a day and wrap up the voting. But it's up to you. You could do one day and just select them and set up your favorites and then go back and pick them, whatever you want to do. But that's how it's done. Voting ends on the 31st at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Let your votes be heard, right? I don't know. And how many pieces were submitted this year? Let's see. 1,751. So I think that's over. Last year was around 1,500. So a lot more people participating this time around. So always good to have it, and just something fun. It gives you a chance to show off work that you thought was, a memorable pick or pick up from your 2025 collecting year, and it's another chance to get the piece in front of people. The views that are added to it get added to the piece in your calf gallery, so it draws people into your calf, and all that's always a good thing. So there you go. I'll make sure I get my votes all cast before it's all over.
Yeah, I would definitely do it a little bit at a time, especially the panel pages. And there's a lot to go through. So maybe do half of it and take a little break and go run around the block and come back, because your eyes are going to go a little blurred. There's a lot of great art and a lot of great stuff that I missed through the course of the year by seeing it. And even, fellow friend collectors, I was like, I didn't even know they got this. And so it's kind of neat to kind of take a trip down memory lane that you didn't even know about.
No, I agree. And you're right. There's over 250 pieces in both the cover category and the interior pages. So it's going to take some time if you want to do it right. And, but I know some people like to just go in and vote for their friends, and all that's good too. Can't vote for yourself though. So always keep that in mind. But did you have 5 pieces that were memorable? I haven't gotten to dive in here to see,
I only put, no, I didn't think so, but I only put a couple things in this year, so I'll just leave it at that. So, but no, I didn't think there was anything like big standout. I have stuff I really enjoyed, but I didn't think there was anything that would, get me into the top 10 or anything else. So maybe I was feeling a little bad about myself and not going to put that in. But I did put a couple more commissiony type things in. So.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think I put mostly like mystery sketch stuff that Maureen and the kids had gotten, just because I was like, I'm going to fill up that as much as I can. I didn't really have any standout pieces this year either that would rank to be in the best of. But hopefully 2026 is a new year. You never know. But I have to say, Steve, even before we get to your picks, you have wonderful taste, man.
Thank you.
I follow your calf gallery, obviously, but every time you post something, there's either it's either got something in it that's unique and has a slight sense of humor or something fun about it that I wouldn't expect to see, or it's an amazing example for that artist or title. So you don't go after the low hanging fruit. You definitely, I can tell, put a lot of thought into the pieces that you buy.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I put no thought in whatsoever, and just been like, "Oh, I should get this," and then 5 minutes later, sit there and be like, "Why did I get this? It's too late now." But usually, I can go back and even things out in my brain, and it's usually worth getting. So, but yeah, we've all been there where something pops up and maybe Moy has a drop, and you're like, "Oh God, should I get this right now? I better get it right now before it disappears." And then you get it, and you're like, "Oh, should I have done that?" And usually, I have a couple friends that take me off the cliff and say, "Hey, thanks, George," and say, "No, that was worth getting. You made the right choice." So yeah.
Yeah, well, those opportunities, they're always out there, but sometimes, it's good to have friends to help you make sure, to kind of second guess or confirm your thoughts on, whether a piece is worth it or not. I mean, though I did, actually, I forgot about that. I did post one piece of my own, and that was that Uncanny page that was penciled by John Romita Jr. and inked by Romita Sr. And it may not be the best page, but for me, that was like the coolest piece of art I got all year. And I wanted to show that one off one more time. So I kind of forgot about it. I put it in the portfolio right after I bought it. And then I was going through my stuff. I was like, oh yeah, that was a good one.
Well, I could see too, even your calf, especially in the last 3 years, you've been pretty selective, but you've been getting a lot of nice stuff. You really upped your game in the last 3 years. I would say.
And I had my whole X-Men gallery get deleted. I've been slowly adding those pieces back, so that I've still got a few.
You deleted it so you could add it back to get more comments later.
Well, I think my the app developer deleted it because he was using my account to test. My X-Men gallery was gone, and I never said a word to him, but I know it wasn't me. So I was like, son of a gun. I mean, one of the oldest pieces on CAF, like ID number 10, gone.
Well, I mean, also, if I started 2007, and you wouldn't get as many comments as you do now. You ever go back and you look at stuff from 2005 and you're like, this is beautiful. It has one comment because people weren't commenting. So maybe it is good at those really old ones. If you're feeling bored, take them off and put them back on. Maybe you'll get a new group of people, a new set of eyes on them. Might be worth it.
Yeah, that would be an angle. But yeah, I was looking. I can't remember what the piece was the other day, but it was an impeccable piece, and it had like 3 comments on it, and it was posted around 09 or 2010 or something. I was like, how in the hell does this piece only have that? It had a decent number of views on it too, so it probably got in the search engines and got a lot of like single views, but people who were logged in couldn't. Nobody was left any good comments on it. So it happens. We got what do you do after 23 years of CAF, right? There's going to be pieces that are neglected or were neglected.
With the cracks.
Oh, well, a problem to solve another day. But yeah, all right. So, well, why don't we? Well, let's get this CAF update stuff rolling. Right? We can look at some art from Heritage. We can look at we can watch Mr. Barucci tell us what he's selling on the EXP channel tomorrow, and then we can show off our CAF picks.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we'll see. Where is I think I got the Heritage stuff over here. I tried to pick pieces that I thought you would like. I mean, now I didn't. Not all of them, but like this first one is one I think that
I'll tell you if you're wrong, Bill.
Okay. If I get 5 out of 10, I'll be happy. All right. So first up, this is a DC page. It's a Irv Novick Batman 257 page, but I love this one because come on. How often are you going to get the Cape Crusaders, climbing up a cliff face with a rope? I mean, this is like, for me, this is like nerd nirvana. If you're a Batman and Robin fan, I mean, look at these guys.
That is really cool. What year is this? I mean, it looks like they're kind of doing a little riff from the TV show.
Right. Well, that was my thought. It's not in the show in the title here. So I hate whatever they've done with this stupid. Viewer is really frustrating to me. Yeah, they've changed the way you zoom in. I can't even figure out how to click out to get back to the description of this damn thing. But either way, it's a good one. See, I knew you. So this is
I really like it. I like it a lot. I like it's very atmospheric. The waves and everything coming up to I think it's the lighthouse. It's covered up right now to them climbing the cliff. Really nice sense of motion. Yeah, it's a really, really nice. And you know what? It's hard to get really nice, just Batman and Robin doing stuff pages. It's usually one or the other. And this one you got both characters, which is really, really great.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. And what is this? I guess it has something to do with the Penguin. But either way, it's a beautiful page. Someone's going to be very happy to add it. And again, there used to be like a little X right up in this corner. You could just close it and go back to the description. How the hell do you do it? I don't know. But next up, okay, this one maybe not. This was more of a Alberto pick for some dumb reason. It's not Cap, but it's a Coipel Avengers Splash. I just thought it's the Falcon coming in for a landing. Was kind of a cool piece. Now let's see. I'm gonna click on it. Hey, look. See, this one has an X. What the hell? See, I'm telling that the Heritage site is very glitchy these days. But anyway, Coipel always in demand. I think his artwork is quite expensive, but this one was just kind of different. And
I used to have a Coipel Avengers versus X-Men page that had magic on it, and I got rid of it. Like I shouldn't have. It was really.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I'm an idiot. Have no idea. At the time, it was his stuff was not as expensive, And it was one of the, at the time, I was like, I could get something else or whatever. I also wasn't making as much money as I used to. So, or I am now, I mean, pardon. And so it was at the time where you're like, well, if I want to keep buying more art, I have to sell other art. So it was back then. But that's a really, really nice piece. Like his stuff is great. And he does, I mean, you can't get his stuff for, under $2,000.
No. Just go over to Quan's website and see what the covers are going for these days. Yeah, they're not cheap, but nice Falcon piece. Maybe it's not a Paul Smith Falcon #1 cover from the miniseries, but it is.
But it's as close as you can get, right?
Close as I can get, that's for sure. Okay, I don't know. This page might not be free, but it's a DPS from a story that I have no idea anything about. Jerry Ordway doing Earth Prime 4. See, look at this. Gosh, I don't like the way this stuff works. This is a DPS Stargirl from Earth Prime 4 Stargirl DPS. I mean, can you name all the characters on here, Steve?
No, but it does have a bunch of oddball characters like Human Bomb, and it looks like the Human Bomb sidekick, and some other. It has an original Blue Beetle and whoever his sidekick is, and those Kirby little waif kids. The newspaper squad, whatever. But it has enough oddball Liberty Bell. It has enough oddball characters that Stripesy, I think, is in the corner over there. That I like it because if you do look at my calf, one thing I really enjoy is just D-list and forgotten characters, especially from Marvel. But this one has quite a bit. Boy Commandos. Yeah.
See that? Well, I had a feeling about this page that there was something there that you might like, but yeah, I do too. I mean, and me, I don't know any of the characters on it at all. I think so. I see Hawkgirl, and I know that's a Green Lantern, right? But beyond all that, I don't know. But it was a good page. And Ordway stuff, I always like Ordway stuff because he has that classic kind of feel to his artwork that is, it's just a throwback to me, like the 50s and 60s style of illustrating the characters. So I've always liked his work.
He did that Shazam series from the late 90s, I think, and it's great. The art all looks like this, so he was so perfect for it. So that was one of the books and it did have that nice old DC feel to it. So does this. I mean, I would read this book. It's got enough weirdo characters in it, or at least forgotten ones, that I would be very interested just to know the history of them. Black Condor. I got another one. There we go.
Features of Sandman as sidekick. Ordway at OAX 2027 says Tom. You never know. You never know. It looks like I kind of doubled up on some stuff here. Where is my next piece? This one isn't fun or anything, but it's a nice illustration, so I had to pick it. This is Jeffrey Catherine Jones, and a lot of times when you get illustrations by her, they're more they're either a little more detailed or a little loose. So I thought this was kind of a happy sort of medium. You get a full figure and a guy with a sword and a butterfly. I mean, if you're trying to find an example for Jeff Jones' work, you could do a lot worse. I mean, I have just like a little headshot scribble thing, because that's about all I could ever afford. I'd trade up for this one because at least it's a full figure.
And this is one you could probably get away with getting a little nice frame and hanging it up in your living room or in somewhere nice, because she is that much of a classic artist where you forget that she came from a comic book background. Like this is just really, really fine art. Really, really nice stuff. Yeah, I don't have anything by her, but maybe I should look.
I'd love to get one of those IMH pieces, but those are the ones that like every collector wants, is one of those single panel strips. But I would be happy with this one. I would upgrade and sell you my other one.
So you buy this one. Yep, that's what you get. That's a good collection. You sit there and you pay a little bit money for a new one, and you get rid of one for a little bit less, and you keep going.
Yeah, sometimes you just need one example from an artist. You don't have to have multiples. Some people like to have multiples. Let's see. Oh, this one was funny. So this one I know you're gonna like. All right, so it's Keith Pollard, Mike DiCarlo, Green Lantern. It's another DC page, 157. I mean, but look at the big brain on this guy, right?
Oh, Tom, what's his name? He was in the Green Lantern movie.
Look at that.
I forget.
I mean, I can picture him from the movie, but I don't know his name. Where's somebody in the chat? Scream it out for us. Tell us.
I have a friend, Brian, that has a large forehead, and I used to send Hector Hammond. That's it. And I would send him pictures of Hector Hammond sometimes, and he'd get really mad at me. So yeah, it wasn't a compliment.
Well, there you go. See, it's stuff like this, that make, that when I go to your calf gallery, if I look around long enough, I'll find something that is odd and out of place like that. I mean,
but I mean, this is the joy of comics, right? Is the weirdness of it, especially around this time, they were just allowed to make any villains and weirdos and whatever they wanted to, and they just had fun with it. And there's a lot of joy to that, and that's where that's why I like the B and C list characters that I like. I will specifically look for weirdo characters just for that. I am getting something that I've been looking for probably since 2010, a page from a comic, and it's finally been shipped, and I'll share it and I'll tell you what it is. But it's a very oddball Marvel character that was only in a couple issues of a comic book, but I really wanted to get a page from him. So, but I don't want to say what it is quite yet. But very excited to get it.
Well, that sounds, I'm intrigued. So it'll be in your calf within the next couple weeks.
Yes.
All right. Well, I knew you would like this one. So next up, this is more, I don't know. I like Tyler Bentz's work a lot. So I saw this one. I was like, I can't pass that up, because you don't see Tyler's work pop up really anywhere. I was a little surprised to even see it here. So this is just a commission style piece, Cap versus Iron Man. For me, like the Iron Man, my classic Iron Man suit, right? That I like, and I love the way he's drawn Cap here. I don't know if Alberto would approve, but I think Bence is really talented.
I'm not familiar at all. Some of the line work reminds me of Ernie Chan inking, which is great. But I've never run into what's the background of this guy? Do you any idea?
Kind of. Well, I think he's done more self-published stuff. I mean, I know some people will probably correct me there, because I'm not. I've just seen his work on Calf. I know. I'm pretty sure Tyler T's got a few pieces by him. But yeah, I've liked his work a lot, and never had the opportunity to buy anything from him. But so Alberto says, "Oh yeah, go over to Calf, Alberto, and do a couple searches." I don't think there's a lot of his work there, but everything, he's just very stylistic, and I think he's awesome. And there's zip on this piece as well, so cool piece.
I wonder. It looks like if you touched it, Captain America's chest plate would feel bumpy. That's how good he is. It does look like scales.
It does.
Like it almost looks raised.
Oh, there you go, George Hodge. Yeah, that's why. I forgot George has pieces from him. Tyler has pieces. So yeah, George says he did a great Jack the Radio piece on Calf. Yeah, I mean, he's very, very, very talented. Stylistics. Yes, is that what I said? I don't know. All right, next up. This one's kind of humor-rama-ish, and every time I see one of these, I wish it's not going to go for a lot of money, but I wish I had just thrill money to spend on stuff, because I've always wanted to get like a good Bill Ward piece, and not like the Conti crayon pieces that you see people spending $3,000 and $4,000 on. I always want to get an interior by them, and I mean, I know she's well endowed and all that, but this is from like Stag Annual from, I don't even know what, it's in the 60s, I think. But just, when you think of Bill's stuff, it's, I always picture the Conti crayon stuff. I mean, and you don't realize what a great illustrator he was too. I mean, it's, it's done for a men's magazine, but this has got, shades of mad humor but it, but with an adult bent to it. I don't know. One of these days I'll pull the trigger and get something nice by him. But I think this one will probably be one of like the top 5 pieces in the Heritage auction next week. It's not like it's going to go for a ton of money, but as far as like standout pieces, this to me was one of the better ones.
Is he pretty collectible? from some.
From this era, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, definitely. And
This would be way off my radar. You know, I wouldn't even know this was on Heritage, but I'm glad you're pointing it out to me. I mean, look at those fishnets, how well those are just detailed. Like that, somebody put a lot of love into those fishnet stockings.
Bill Ward liked his ladies, like them, very curvy and whatnot. But yeah, no. I mean, one day I will have a piece from this. See, and number one Marvel fan would buy that for $1. Yeah, that's right. Wally Woodish, CJ says, yeah. I mean, all around, I like this era of his stuff more than his like.
Jim Mooney did some work like that too, some men's magazine kind of stuff.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I did not know that. Gary Frank, Doomsday Clock page, you know, so not necessarily picked for you, but I like Gary Frank's stuff a lot. And, you know, again, it's a classic 9-panel, you know, grid layout, you know, harkening back to Watchmen and all that. And this is just, it's a fun page. I mean, Gary Frank, I think, is one of the better illustrators in comics these days. Just tight, you know, tight work. And yeah, I mean, he's doing all the Ghost Machine stuff these days, but when stuff like this pops up, it's always fun to see. I like seeing a Superman work, you know, as well. But I thought this was kind of cool.
That library is crazy. If you ever need anybody to draw a library, hire Gary Frank. I mean, out of everything on those pages, those last 3 are insane with detail. And not only is he drawing the books, some are crooked, some are different sizes, some are angled. And I mean, this is far away from my eyes, but I mean, I couldn't even imagine what that is just up close. Mm-hmm. Really, really great stuff.
Well, I totally agree. And I've got another one on Rick Welch's watch list. So that's always a good sign. This one was just kind of a fun piece. Fastener and Larson painted Doctor Strange. You know, Fastener and Larson, I mean, a lot of us grew up on their posters, you know, from the 80s. And so whenever I see anything by them, I'm just always, you know, I'm reminded of my youth. And I've always wanted to get a piece by them. I've never owned anything.
This would be a nice one. He's got no neck, but other than that, it would be a real. The cape is fantastic. Just the swirls of it. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. I know he's hunched over, but still.
Exactly. No, he doesn't have a neck. You're right. I didn't.
I just ruined it for somebody. Somebody that was right in bed, just
they're going to be ashamed to put that in their calf after they pick it up, but they're going to love it. Because they probably wanted a piece by Fastener and Larson, just like me. But I mean, you know, because a lot of times the stuff you see coming up from them these days are like their tonal, black and white tonal work. So you know, the color pieces they come up, but I feel like it's less than 50% of the time anymore. So you know, a piece like this probably won't be you know, too terribly expensive. And if you're, you know, to get an example, buy them. Again, I don't know what the date was on the piece, if it even was. So it's undated, so it doesn't even matter.
It's only at $30 right now. I mean, that doesn't mean much, but still, that's pretty low with 5 days left. $30.
There you go, Rich Cirillo, master of the Mystic Neck.
They're ruining it for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Their X-Men portfolio did rock. I have a copy of it. I bought probably like 10 years ago. I had it when I was a kid. I don't know what the hell happened to it. And then 10 years ago, I was like, I am going to eBay. I'm going to find a copy of the X-Men portfolio by them. And yeah, I've got it. I've always meant to display it because the images are just so fun, you know, with fighting Magneto, with I mean, it got, yeah, the Sentinel piece. It's all good stuff. All right, last but not least, I just picked this one because I'm a Giffen fan, and whenever I see Dave Hunt's inks on him, it just makes it all the better. This was from a Dr. Fate 1 page, or book, I'm sorry. And I mean, look at that. Giffen's just amazing.
Out of everything you showed from Heritage, this would probably be the one I'd want the most. Because Giffen is brilliant, and he just doesn't get he gets some applause, but not the applause he deserves. And you could easily just be a Giffen fan and not spend a whole lot of money unless it's Legion books. But this is really nice, really, really great stuff. Odd final panel, but
yeah. Everything leading up to it's great, though. I mean,
yep.
God. Yeah, and you're right. I mean, I'd love a Legion page by him, but I don't think that'll ever happen. Those they'll drive to your house and beat you up to if you won anything.
I have a Brother Voodoo page, and it's great. But the last panel is his foot, and people like to point out that foot to me. But it just reminds me of this. This is more of a
I bet Steve Pro probably pointed that foot out to you once or twice.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he probably uses it as a thumbnail for Facebook for whenever he can. But yeah, he's pointed it out for me for sure.
There you go, Casper. He's got the scoop on all the good YouTube stuff going on. So Steve Michael Fife is doing a YouTube series on Giffen. That's great.
Yeah, Casper's a big Giffen fan too.
Yeah. This is so. How many pieces by Giffen do you have? Just the one?
I have. No, I have two.
Okay.
I have one of the Marvel books, like Marvel, is it Fanfare or something? And it has Silver Surfer versus Spider-Man by Giffen. Oh. And I think Adler inks it. It's really, really nice. And then I have another Silver Surfer piece. And it might have been from the same book, but I have those two. There's been a couple of Giffen pages coming in and out of my collection, but those are two that I have right now.
Sweet. Well, I'm glad I ended on a high note, even though it has that weird looking foot. At least it's got.
I can't help myself. I was just like, there's the one thing that would throw me is that weird foot at the end, and just
spoiling the pieces here tonight. The no neck Doctor Strange, and then this foot here to close out the piece.
Well, I hope nobody. I hope nobody in the chat is the one selling it. So.
No, it's again. Hey, if you want it, there's no bad art in the world. At the end of the day, you got to look at it. When you get to this,
I would say out of everything, this is the page I would want. Out of everything you show, mm-hmm. I will stick to it, foot and all. I would just cut it out.
That's right. You would do your own overlay that just.
Yeah, I would do my own really cool overlay. Do it right on there.
What's Chuck Arnold say? He says, "I'm picking up an ambush bug cover at OAX." So, well, cool, man. That's awesome, Chuck.
Only Tom gets to see it, apparently.
Right, exactly. He's not gonna,
We just talked about how much we like Giffen, but only Tom gets to see it.
I'm thinking we need to use, the PA systems that we're gonna have. We need to be like. Chuck Arnold will be showing off his ambush bug cover at 3:30 over at the high top by.
I would love to see it.
I don't know. It's something to think about. But I mean, come on. Are you bringing a portfolio with some pieces at all?
Last 2 years, I haven't. I got too nervous about it. But James sold me on the Topo Designs bag. There's going to be about 20 of us showing them off, but it holds a 12 by 18. Portfolio, mm-hmm. and I'll be able to put it on the plane. It could stay with me. I don't have to worry about anybody grabbing it or checking it. It all fits. Mm-hmm. So I'm very excited. So this year I am going to bring a portfolio to show some stuff off. So if anybody really, really wants me to bring anything, just let me know. I'll think about bringing it. I don't know if I'm going to bring everything, but I'll have it. It'll be pretty full.
Awesome. That's great. I feel like. I mean, I've had a portfolio, but I've never been able to show off anything. I show off the stuff I get while I'm there, but I've never been able to bring any pieces I think people might like to see. But
how do you even have the time to do that? That's the issue, right?
We have committed to ourselves that we are going to find the time to enjoy the show a little differently this year. So I've even said I might put off a few of the things that I've done on Sundays for the last couple of, the first 2 years, just so I can enjoy a little bit. I missed out on good stuff, man, last year, especially on Sunday. I regret not being in the special galleries on Sunday. When they had the collections and black discussion. I was literally across the hall and in the break room for the whole time. But yeah, it's stuff like that it's cool to get to see stuff happen on video afterwards. But it'd be better just to be there in person to see that kind of stuff. So
I'll be getting in the last couple of years. I got in at Friday afternoon, and every flight's been late, and it's scrambling to get to the VIP. But I'm coming in late Thursday, so I'll be there about 11 p.m. I think Florida time. So So I got all day Friday. Maybe an hour or two Thursday night, but all day Friday I'll be around.
Okay. Well, I won't be in the bar at midnight on Thursday, but if I am,
don't blame me.
No Jägermeister though.
No. Well, I'm sure Alberto will be waiting with the 2 shots of Jaeger. I'll text him when I land.
Lee Harmon wants to know the name of the backpack bag. I know that James is a big proponent of that.
Topo, it's Topo, Topo Designs. A little that you can order off their website, but I got mine off of eBay, and it was about half the price. So there you go, Lee. Lee, I take it you're coming, Lee. We'll hang out a little bit. All right. Lee's a good guy.
Topo Designs. Yeah, I've seen those too, I should just get one. I mean, at the end of the day, at least it would make you want or feel comfortable taking a portfolio or your art with you.
That's the only reason I'm bringing it is because you could easily carry it around. You don't have to carry it under your arm or worry about setting it down and doing this and that. It just sticks with you, and it could go on the plane with you underneath the seat. So I'm going to bring art this time.
All right. And James says the 40Ls, which I guess are the most popular, are still on Amazon. All right, I'm going to write it down. I mean, at the end of the day, it sounds like I've always wanted to get one. I'm tired of carrying around a larger portfolio when I do take one out. Okay, Topo. All right, Lee will be at OAX. All right. Yeah, tickets are going pretty well too. You know, there's still their VIP tickets are still available, everybody, but don't sit on it. We know I looked at a report from the hotel, and I know there's many people who have like booked their rooms who have still not bought their tickets. I get it. We've told people to do that. You know, book your room first because that's the thing that we worry about the most. But yeah, don't. You don't want to be outside.
You don't want to be outside the gate looking in like last year. 10, 12 people just looking at us.
Right.
It was really pathetic. They couldn't get in.
No one's going to break the line for the buffet during the reception. And and the thing is, I mean, the VIP gets it in the preview night too, where a lot, you can set up commissions or get first dibs on pretty much anything. I mean, I know it's only 2 hours, but. So I know most people are going to be very focused when they go into that, but I mean, it's a big advantage. When you think about the first 2 hours of Comic Art Live, I mean, more than like 15 or 20% of the sales happen in the first 2 hours. So yeah, I think people are going to feel left out if they only get a weekend ticket. But OAX crashers, we know that won't be you, Marcus, but one of these days, Marcus will be there. Lance is going to be there. So you get to see some Mannix pieces while there. He'll be hanging out with Ulan and probably commissioning a few people over at the next Comic Art booth. Yeah. But anyways, enough of that. Why don't we take a look at the EXP video and then we can jump into our picks. So I think Nick sent me. The funny thing was Nick sent me this video clip, and they don't even have the show scheduled for tomorrow, so I wasn't able to even link to it when I sent out the mailing earlier today. But we'll get to see what kind of artwork he's going to be offering tomorrow on his show at 7 o'clock. Here we go.
Everybody, this Friday, January 23rd. I almost said June again. January 23rd. There's the part about June 23rd where all of a sudden it's like, the light's out at night, everything's better, and then I realize I'm going to be over 57, so maybe not so better, and eventually I'm going to get more than a few gray hairs in my beard. So, but between now and then, wherever you're watching this promo, hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. If you have, make sure you're still subscribed, and hit that bell for notifications. Now, let's do the show. So, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, we have Captain America 1776 cover. Talk about a unique cover by Mark Bagley. I don't think you'll ever see a cover like this again. Then we have Heroes Reborn 2, Hyperion, issue 1, page 8. Check it out. Dale Keown Blue Lines, Scott Hanna inks. Then we have Shazam, number 12, page 4 by Dave Eaglesham. Oh, Mr. Mind, this is such a cool page. We have a Will Conrad Conan commission, and this is beautiful. But wait, there's more. I thought with the Green Lantern TV series, Lanterns hitting soon, I would show this. By the way, Kyle Chandler watched the movie Rip last night on Netflix. Really good. Not sure he's Hal Jordan, but really good. I look forward to seeing what he does. Then we have a Doctor Doom commission by Bob Layton. And outside of Mephisto, what better with Doctor Doom, especially since he once took over the Silver Surfer's board, than a recreation of Silver Surfer #1 by Bob Layton. Now, speaking of lanterns, we have Green Lantern #3, page 7 by Doug Mahnke, and I think it's Chris Alamy. Then we have the Avengers 32, the variant Marvel Comics Presents cover. I did confirm it is the Avengers proper title. It's one of the cool variants they did on Marvel Comics Presents, all Bagley, all the time, and with everything that's about to happen to Vision, it's pretty cool. Then we have Marvel Team Up by Bob McLeod and Tom Palmer, Dracula versus Doctor Strange. It's a pretty cool page. Then Fury of Firestorm, or is it just Firestorm? I can't remember. Tom Grimberg, Easy Company. No Firestorm, but this is really cool. And then we have Action Comics cover 1068. Blue Line pencils by Eddie Barrows. Inks by Danny Mickey from last year. I'm pretty sure it's Gray Line. It's not Blue Line, it's Gray Line when it's Mickey. So, Friday, January 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Again, hit that thumbs up wherever you are. Sharing is caring. See you then.
There you go. Sharing is caring. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, everybody, please do it now. What are you waiting for?
It's a real nice group he's got of art right
It
there.
was, yeah. I mean, a lot of times, yeah. I mean, that was definitely a good set. And
not that it's ever bad, but that one's especially good.
Well, he, as everybody was joking, he has shown up late at most of his shows, but the team over there is doing a great job getting the show started for him.
You know, he's got to take his time eating those delicious steak dinners he's having.
Yeah. Has he been posting them as often? I feel like
no, not as often, but you know, that was the one I was going with. Alberto, are you going to go for that Captain America?
Oh, the Bagley, the first.
I thought it was really nice. I didn't recognize it as Bagley when I saw it, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, not the way I picture Bagley art. It was highly detailed, in a different than Bagley's style, and no, it was nice. I don't know if he inked it himself or if he had somebody else ink it. Nick is always busy. He is a busy man. There you go. Alberto's saving for OEX. Good man. But I'm sure you'll be in the chat cheering him on, and as well you should. But saving for OEX is a wise thing to do, Alberto. Thank you. But you did pick up that. What was that artwork yesterday that you got on the show? I don't even remember. It was, but you broke the ice for everybody, so we appreciated that. I had to wear, but I mean, I put something on. Oh, I put a mask on just for Alberto, so he would make a purchase.
Is that all it takes? Is that all it takes?
That's all it takes. The chat.
Put the mask on. I'll buy anything.
That's right. It was Little Jinx, a 5-page story he got for $300, so $60 a page. The mask works. Whatever. Hey, do what you got to do around here. All right, calf update. Let's knock this thing out. So dealers are always there. Seem to be doing really well. I mean, $363,000 in sales for the dealers that we work with and track last week. Albert Moy. I mean, he's 21 sales, $157,000 in 1 week. With Berkey close behind, 35 sales, 121,000. So they made up, gosh, I mean, over 2/3 of the sales last week from the dealers we host. Felix was next, 8 sales, 35,000. Anthony winning in the volume figure as he always does, 42 sales for $24,000, and Splash Page, Panel Page, and Comic Con Art kind of rounding out the top 7. So. Yeah, but I think we're going to see some Albert Moy pieces and some Ramita Man pieces in the top 6 here. So let's see what those 6 pieces were. Yeah. Oh, here you go. Jim Lee, Scott Williams,
Well, that makes sense now. That makes total sense.
And that number's not right. The 551. I'm not sure where that came from, but it was 363,500. But yes, here we go. $100,000 for the Superman Spider-Man issue 1 cover from Jim Lee Scott Williams. Then Mr. Berkey sells this 1960 Peanuts Daily from September 16th. $30,000 was the asking price on that one. Then back to Berkey as well. This is from Marvel Superheroes 14. It's Ross Andrew, Bill Everett inks on this one, and he's fighting the Synthetic Man from 1967. 20,000 on that one. Then Felix. This was a what is this? Absolute Wonder Woman issue 13, page 1. Was that a whole issue or interiors or something? Matthias Bergara for 14,000. I'm not sure if that was a single page or not. But this Opus page, page number 41 from Barry Windsor Smith, was sold by Albert for 12,000. That is gorgeous. And lastly, we have a Joe Kubert cover to Our Army at War 297. Sergeant Rock, of course, and then you've got this one sold for $11,500. So, hey, not a bad week. And maybe we got our numbers juxtaposed because it looked like the auction results were 551, but we'll find out. But yeah, dealers, they've been doing. It seems like since like the early December, dealers have been doing around.
There's been a lot of drops. I don't know if they're getting rid of collections or people are getting rid of collections or what's going on. I'd imagine around Christmas people get rid of some stuff. That's usually a good time to buy as people are getting rid of stuff or moving on. But I've noticed Berkey has got a lot
he's lit a fire under his butt lately. Yeah, you've seen that. It's like every other day he's posting 50, 60 pieces. I have no, since Christmas. Yeah, he's been. So I don't know. Maybe he's got another trip to South America planned or something. He needs to build up. Oh, no, what it is? He's probably betting on next year's Super Bowl game. That's
probably it.
That's what he does. He's got to get the money for that. All right. So back over to the auction results. I'm kind of wondering if the number is going to be right on here because let's see. It was 551,000 from the auction houses last week. Last week they had that. The illustration auction at Heritage, so that kind of skews the numbers a little bit. I think there was around 225,000, but the week before that was 285. So let's see, top 3 from eBay and then Heritage for the weekly. And no, you got this number right. Okay, well that's the right number, 551,042. And first up, these are 3 from eBay. Yeah, this Eddie Campbell from Hell epilogue, page 3, went for $4,500. Then Gary Frank page. I didn't realize this. So this actually had Redcoat in it, and it was up for auction. Went for $3,333.77. Nicely done. Wouldn't mind seeing him do an issue of Redcoat sometime. And then these are always so dang hard to find. A John Byrne Man of Steel issue 1, page 13, and it's an origin retelling as well. And it went for $32.50. So, I mean, everybody wants a page from those early Byrne Man of Steel pages. So this one I highlighted last week. I didn't think it would go for $20,000. John Romita Jr. Kiss illustrations. Kind of prelim-ish feeling, but 20 grand for that. And then this is a prelim from James Jean. Something called the Great Tiger Beer Ad. The Great Race Tiger Beer Ad. Went for $5,500. And the last but not least, you get a Paul Pope unpublished Hulk cover. Went for $5,125. But yeah, the John Romita Jr. Kiss illustrations were just cool when I saw them.
It's cool to see. I mean, whenever you get anything with Kiss in it, you've got comic fans and then you got Kiss fans, so you're double competing for something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, 20 grand was not where I was expecting it to land, but hey, whoever got it, congrats. Then and their animation auction. They're kind of, the animation auctions haven't caught the traction that I think that Heritage wants, but they're doing them every Tuesday. They had 100 lots in this last one, and total sales on that one was for like $10,600. So they're getting there. They got to start somewhere. But I know there were some cool Spidey sells in the last one. I think with some Super Friends and Super Friends. What was it? Is Amazing
Friends. Amazing
Friends. Yes. Sorry. And what else was in there? I don't know, a couple other vintage animation cells. But anyway, I keep forgetting to look, because it's Tuesday, so I have not been trained yet to watch those auctions.
And anyway, do you really need the Temptation, Bill? Do you really need it?
I'd like to get a few more X-Men cells. I have 3. I've got
from what series? What
from that the 95 series.
Okay, not like from.
And I have one that's a Sentinel. I've got one that has Thor on it, and then I have another one that has like a Corsair and Psyche, and I think Storm on it. So I got 3.
Those must have really gone up in price since the new animation series, because that
I would have to believe so.
I would have to believe so. Yeah,
I got mine. I mean, I've had 2 of them for probably 15 plus years that I got from a vendor who. We'd love to get down to OX one day. They're in the Midwest. They're named Art Tunes. I mean, they go to a lot of shows between like Akron, Canton area and up to Detroit. But they have like the coolest selection of animation cells. I got a Pokemon cell from them that they've tried to buy back like 3 different times from me because they're so hard to find. But it's got Ash and Pikachu on it. I literally probably bought that like 20 years ago. For like $100, but I think it's a little bit more valuable.
And you're probably at the time being like, I can't believe I'm spending $100 on this.
Oh yeah, my son was with me, and I'm like, do I really want to spend $100 on my 5-year-old? But you know how you're a dad. You've done it. We've all done it. So yeah. But I probably of all the things I've bought for Ashton, it's probably one of the things I'm most proud of because it actually, he loves it. That we'll never sell it, and and it's something that he actually looks at regularly because it's that cool. So feels good. And you I know you've given art to your son.
My son has art on the walls. He has that Peralta Magneto on the wall. That was a good one. He has a Ron Friend Spider Punk that I had Ron Friends do. He has that on the wall. He used to have an Avengers page. I think it was Don Heck that had 12 panels, and each one had a different Marvel hero in it. And he had that up, and he was like, "Can we take this down? I want to put this Doctor Doom poster up instead." And I was like, "All right, well, this is way worth more, but okay." But yeah, he likes it. He has stuff that he enjoys having up there. He has one of the things he loves. We got the reprint of the old, I want to say 60s Marvel posters when they redid the Marvel blacklight posters. He's got a Doctor Strange poster framed in his room too that he likes a lot.
Sweet. He's got good taste. Well, you're guiding him along. I remember when we did that interview, you did that photo of you guys pretending to use crayons on the artwork. That was one of the best surprise images I got to use for a show graphic ever.
Yeah, we made copies at work, and I took one of them and actually lit it on fire. So a big round edge. So if you look at the images, I think one of them I'm holding up has a fire burns on it. I let him color some of them in. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to do.
I think I might still have that photo. I don't remember seeing
it. It lives on YouTube forever. Because if you look up our interview, that's the main photo for the YouTube interview.
So very true. And wait. I have it. I found it. Yeah, here, let's see. Let me share. Get rid of that share screen, and I'll share this one. Oh, boy. Here we go. Look at that.
There it is.
Here, we got to zoom in, though. All right. So
I forgot I had the open peanut butter jar. and there, see, there's you can't see, that's where we burnt part of the
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Or is that it? Or you just tore that?
Yeah, that's where I went and took a lighter outside and burnt some of it. And I put a little MODOK out there for Kasra.
I don't think I noticed the MODOK the first time. Wow. Well, these came out really great, and he's so. Oh, I forgot you like Stiltman's one of my favorite villains as well. That him and Claw You know, I mean, those to me are like two of the best.
I have about 4 different maybe 5 Stiltman pages. If so, whenever I see one and it's decent, I try to grab a Stiltman page. I got a couple really good ones.
Wow.
I really there's a wonderful Frank Miller Daredevil issue where somebody steals Stiltman's armor and doesn't know how to use it, and Frank Miller draws it. I would love the page where the Stiltman's trying to walk and he can't, and he falls over, and it's all in silhouette, done by Frank Miller. I have no idea where it's at, what it would cost me, probably a lot, but I wouldn't even want it because it's Frank. It's just a really fun Stiltman page.
Mm-hmm. So that would you would almost, but you can't call that one a grail then, right? I mean, or would you? Would that like?
I try. I've been told that I used to use the word grail too often, so I try to not use it. I would call it a semi grail, but it'd be up there. It'd be in like the top 10 pages I would want. Have no idea where it is, but it's a really, really fun issue of Daredevil for, Frank Miller actually doing a fun issue of Daredevil.
Oh man. All right. Well, did you own all of the artwork here at the time that you were covering?
Yeah. As far as I could see, and it's hard to make up the stuff on the table, but those 2 pages I still have that were holding up. But I can't really make out what else is underneath there with the horrible way it was colored. But yeah, we still have those 2 pages.
Well, the Moon Knight page is awesome. That's classic right there, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it would take to get rid of that. That would be one of the last things and probably not something I would bring to OAX. I think that's going to stay at home.
I would, yeah. But still, that's a beauty. You put that in a gallery show and it would display very nicely, because that's just such a memorable page. Doesn't look as well when it's colored and burned though.
No, not at all.
Crayon alert. Yes. All right. Let me get rid of that screen and we can get onto our picks, man. We can see what you picked out, because you found a hidden gem in CAF last week, and
there was something you really liked, something that caught your
page that I saw and be like, I wouldn't mind having that page in my collection. Just funny, cool. I'll point it out when we get there. Let's see.
I think I might know. Well, there's a couple things I think I know you would really like, but we'll see if it's the same thing.
Okay, here we go. So we're starting out with a piece in Greg Goldstein's CAF. And what is this? This is from 109, FF 109, Buscema Sinat.
This is one of the ones I picked. It's got, I mean, it's like, I look at it and I'm like, this is what Marvel art looks like. If you ever had a show an Alien, what Marvel Comics looks like, this was one of the pages you would show them. It just has everything that Marvel, it's Buscema taking everything that Kirby did, making it a little bit more realistic, but still keeping all the Kirby vibe to it. With the Kirby dots, and we've got the negative zone, and we've got all the machinery behind it, and then we've got Stan Lee's just tearing everything up with the word bubbles. You can almost hear his voice as each character are saying things. Anytime I see a Buscema Sinat page, it's no matter what it is, it could be the most pedestrian thing. It's always wonderful. And this one caught my eye right away when I saw it, and was very happy to add it to it. But if you ever wonder if something that I love, it would be like these FF pages, almost as much, or if as much as the Kirby run. I really, really enjoy the Buscema Sinat run.
Yeah, I mean, very distinctive style and the way he drew the characters. Johnny Storm. I mean, it's
Kirby Crackle, Alberto. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Kirby dots.
Kirby dots. Kirby just rolled over in his grave once when he heard that, but that's okay. Alberto, it's all right. You can slap him around when you see him at OAX. Just give him a demerit. I don't know, whatever you want, however you want to score.
He's already said he's going to be waiting for me. Now he's really going to be waiting for me with that sack full of quarters.
Exactly. Yeah, they're now Kirby dots. We've got to write that one down. But no, this I love it. And Sinnott, when you talk about being able to describe a long history of Marvel Comics, it's I think you can credit Joe Sinnott for a lot of that. I mean, his inks over so many artists really defined a lot of books and made Marvel look like it does. And yeah, I don't know where we'd be at as Marvel fans without Joe Sinnott, because he's just always been amazing and made everybody else look so much better.
Yeah, I mean, but Seaman's always going to look great, but I think Sinnott's his best inker. I mean, I'm sure somebody will argue that, but for me anyway, that's my opinion.
Yeah, the Jaeger and a sock full of oranges.
Noel changed it to a sock full of oranges because it leaves bruises, and now I'm a little more afraid of Noel than I've ever been before.
I've heard him saying you're banned from the Kirby Awards. Oh boy! All right. Next up, what do we got? We have Aaron Horkey, who I'm not familiar with the name. So this is a movie with some kind of it's a Mondo poster. Oh well, shoot.
This is the one I thought you would. I mean, I wish it was.
I love the image. I didn't know the name of the artist.
He's from. I looked a little bit. He's from Minnesota of all places. He's not a European guy or anything else. What I think grabbed me the most is, as a kid, I had a really, really great Hobbit poster of Bilbo sneaking into Smaug's cave with all the coins and everything. And I saw this and I was like, oh man, as a kid, I would have loved to have this in my room. I would have been so excited to have it. Like I said, I wish it was a little clearer, but I imagine it's huge and doesn't fit in the scanner, so you're forgiven. Maybe it's a photo. But I saw this, and it's just I was just like, you could stare at it for days. It's that beautiful. It's that detailed. He's got all the vines going into the words coming down at the bottom. One of my favorite moments out of the book. Yeah, it just reminded me of being a kid, is seeing it and what I loved as a kid. There was another Lord of the Rings poster that Matt E posted, and he bought both of them, and they're both great. There's a color image with this, what this looks like when it got printed, and they kept the colors very muted, and I think it's great. I think it's a very strong decision choice to just do a little bit of color to let all that line work stand out.
Oh yeah, wow, that is really well colored. That's great. Wow, I would not have expected that.
And you guys asking me to do this is I started. I didn't want to sit down and be like, okay, here's a bunch of like weird Marvel Bronze Age pages. I wanted, and so you guys really made me sit down and look at some stuff that I normally wouldn't stop and look at. And this may have been something I would have passed through, but as I was clicking through everything and going through this, I was really taken aback by it.
Well, it's a good choice. I wonder if there's any other artwork by Aaron on CAF. 5 total pieces.
Well, like I said,
all by Matt, all from Matt E's CAF. Okay.
Yep. He's got good taste. He knows what he's doing.
Oh no, Matt has a great collection. Yeah, well, these are nice. Huh.
So he's got the right below it. It's the last one. There's another one from the Fellowship of the Ring. That must be the sister. It's got to be the sister piece to that. That one's a little harder to make out, but I'm sure.
Oh, you got the Balrog. Oh yeah, that's a. Does he put the color one in there? Yeah, he does. Let's see. That's all of us. Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's just great. I mean, come on. 14-year-old Bill would have put that up in a second.
Yeah. How old were you when you first read the Lord of the Rings?
I probably was about 13 or 14 years old, but that was that was around the time I was hitting, the Dungeons and Dragons crack really, really hard. So I was reading, Fellowship of the Rings and the Dragonlance books and the Dungeons and Dragons type Choose Your Own Adventures books, and just all, like, I was just into all that stuff. But Yeah, that was around that time, all through 6th through 8th, about freshman in high school, I would say.
Hmm. Yeah, that was like probably like 7th, 8th grade, somewhere around in there, right around that same period. But because I read Lord of the Rings before I read The Hobbit. I don't know. My uncle had copies. I read it and I was like, holy crap, this is great. And same thing. D&D was my go-to recreational game at that point as well. Let's see here. Oh, cool. Hey, I wonder whose gallery this is in. George Hodge and Javier Guerin. And this is from what? Concert of Champions #1.
Nobody knows what it's from. Nobody has bought this book probably, but but I'm telling you, I saw this, and as I was clicking through it, I was just like, this is so much fun. This is just one of those things where you forget how much joy could be in a comic book, and it really gave me Gem and the Holograms vibes when I saw it. George said it was a one shot, but I mean, it's just a fun page. You've got all the different musicians that are in the Marvel universe all playing a concert together. It really stands on its own. I didn't know Duke played banjo, but there you go. And I'll tell you, do yourself a favor and look at George's gallery. Like, if there's any time there's something cool that mixes comic books with music, he already bought it probably before it was ever available to purchase. He's that good with it. And yeah, I would dig into his calf. It's a lot of fun, and he just does stuff. He just collects stuff that other collectors aren't doing in the best possible way. I do want to also mention that it's all the different Marvel heroes. It was real dangerous what they're doing with those fist bumps down there. I don't know if you want to have your claws extended and being on fire and pump them at the same time, but they did it. Hopefully, no one was injured.
They know what they're doing. But,
they do.
But yeah, great pickup as always, George. You do have the best music centric calf gallery out there. But yeah, and the diversity of the artists are what always, it's like I love seeing what George collects or Tyler T, and Aranga, Snork. They always seem to find like cool stuff. Mikhail, artists that I haven't heard of or pieces that I didn't know were out there. And yeah, there's certain galleries I follow just to experience artwork that I know that I would not see on my own.
I made the joke, but seriously, I still buy comics. I still buy new comics. I'm sure George does and Mikhail does and whatever else. And they keep track of things. Had no idea about this book. Like, wouldn't even have been on my radar that something like this existed. But it's a lot. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. A couple characters, I don't even know who it is. The Shark Girl playing drums, no idea. It is fun to see Spider-Gwen. She does have webs behind her as she's jumping and playing drums. It's just it brings you joy. It's a very joyful piece. It's got to make you happy every time you look at it.
Yes, indeed. Now this is the page I really like, though. I mean, Ross Andru, Amazing Spider-Man, first Spider-Mobile, the Doom Buggy. I mean, come on. This belongs in your calf gallery.
There was a time I was looking for a good Spider Buggy page. First off, it's an Amazing Spider-Man page. To get a Bronze Age Amazing Spider-Man page is, to even find one, let alone how much it's going to cost, really, really hard to get. But I would say several years ago, I was, was the Buggy in 2 or 3 issues. I was looking through those issues, seeing who had what, and I kind of fell off of it. But I mean, this is such a fun, like, Bronze Age page, and it's well drawn. People don't mention Ross Andru very often when they're talking about main Spider-Man artists, but he's really pulling this off and doing such a great job with it. Even if you're looking at that great bottom panel with Johnny and Spider-Man taking off, and he just draws Spider-Man like Spider-Man's not ready for how fast the buggy's going to go, and it's just he's just surprised, and you could feel the wind pushing against him how fast that thing is going. it really is something I would love to own the page. I really would. So congratulations on owning this. I did do a little research about the Spider Buggy, and apparently some toy company offered Stan Lee that they said, hey, we want all the main Marvel heroes to have a car so that we can make toys from these cars. So, the huckster that Stan was, he said, sure, and had Jerry Conway figure out how to put the Spider Buggy in there. But whatever happened, they just decided this was not going to be a good idea, and Jerry got to throw it into the river an issue later. But I was just having the thought of, like, what would Thor's car look like? What would Iron, like, of all these characters they were going to give cars to that didn't need cars, what would they look like and how they would put it in there? But I think even Marvel, even with Stan wanting to make the money that he always did, kind of was like, this, we can't even do this idea. Go ahead and throw it into the East River. And that's what they did with the Spider Buggy.
But wasn't there a toy? Wasn't there like a Spider Buggy toy of some kind? I feel like maybe
there was later. Hot Wheels did one several years ago.
Okay.
But I don't think there was. If there was, I don't know, but maybe there was. Maybe they finally did one. But they did want. But from what I read, or the internet told me, they wanted all their major heroes to have cars.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I just Googled it, and you're right. Anything that I'm seeing is more newer. I guess. I wish I wanted there to be something like that, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. But they look pretty good.
But as a kid, I think I had one of these issues. I did have one of these issues as a kid. And I remember probably being all of like 10 years old thinking it wasn't that bad of an idea. And then why'd they get rid of the Spider Buggy? That was cool. Later on, I figured the Spider Buggy kind of sucks. But they did bring the Spider Buggy back into the Spider-Verse. And there is a Spider-Man world full of cars. And then the Spider Buggy is the Spider-Man of the cars in the Spider-Verse world. So the Spider Buggy is back.
All right. Well, Mussolino says there was a toy back in the 70s or 80s, and Rich says that Mego, and I know he has a big Mego collection, had a Spider car and a Captain America car, which Neil Adams drew the box art for. I'll have to dig around. I felt like I'd seen something.
What was it? Rich, was it a car or was it this buggy? I think that's I think it was just a car, if I'm not mistaken. But I know Rich would know. He's got his finger into. If you got a toy question, you ask Rich.
That is very true.
A car. So no, there was no Spider Buggy.
All right. Well, next up, Dan Quintana, a very well-known illustrator. Let me highlight this one. So this are what do we got? Eric Kaczynski's Calf Gallery. This piece, when I saw it, I thought was really cool because, I mean, when you're doing tonal pieces, you don't picture, kind of like adding in like a yellow. I mean, it's a lot of times I'll think of like a sepia, something more darker. I just thought that this was a cool way to kind of highlight the figure a bit more on a tonal piece. I wasn't going to pick it, but I'm glad you did because I thought it was really cool.
Well, I love the creature from the Black Lagoon. He's probably my favorite Universal monster than some other people. I like sea characters. I've always liked Aquaman. I like the sea monsters. These kind of characters. And I don't know if I'll ever be allowed back on the show again, so I might as well just go ahead and pick Creature from the Black Lagoon because I like him so much. But I thought this was really, really well done. It's a really beautiful and yet frightening version of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. One thing I noticed at first glance, I thought he was underwater. He's not. He's on land, but the way this is drawn, you almost get like a ethereal kind of floating feel. You could see like the gills moving almost how well he drew it. So yeah, at first glance I was like, oh, he's underwater, but he's not. Like I looked him up too, a Los Angeles guy, does great monsters. There's a great Bride of Frankenstein he did in the gallery. But yeah, this one, like I said, it's either going to be Spider Buggy art or something beautifully detailed like this. There's going to be no in between for me.
Listen, you're welcome back anytime. No, I think this is cool. I've always liked his work a lot, and and I don't feel like I've been in what is this? Eric Kazatsky's calf gallery. Am I following him? I don't feel like I am. I am not. I'm not. Let's see.
He's fairly new.
I would say he's been a member of the site for a year. Okay, or just over. Okay, cool.
Go up a little bit. He's got a nice Ghostwriter changing page. Is it Ghostwriter? Yeah, Ghostwriter page right there. So he's got taste.
That's a good one.
Nice page.
Well, and I guess it's less than a year, yeah, because he joined in the spring of 2025. Well, cool, awesome. He didn't get a calf welcome packet, James says. Sorry, James. No, he did not.
Mine's still in the mail.
I was going to pick this page too, so you beat me. You beat me to it.
Was this okay? That's so. I mean, this was the one page that, if on paper, that I would never pick, because it's, first off, it's a DC book and it's not really what I go after. Second, it's Warlord. I have no idea about Warlord, and so not normally, but like I said, I was going through some stuff and picking some things that I normally wouldn't do, and this one really just caught my eye. And what was really surprising to me is Coletta inked it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Coletta, gets a bad rap for sure. But I think anytime you could, if like at the same time, I think if the man could take his time, the inking is beautiful on this page. It's really, really nice. The shape of the dragon, the way he did the horses and moving everything through and moving your eyes from the top, following it down to the dragon's tail, and then the horse back into the dragon dividing up the two panels. What a great page.
Yep, I agree. I was picking this one just for the panel layout alone. I mean, I actually bought Warlord, one of the few DC books other than like Teen Titans and a few others. But I thought this was great.
Is it good? Is it something I should read?
It was good for the time because it was it was back. I loved Lord of the Rings. I loved anything that had a little bit of sword and sorcery in it. So it at the time. For me, this was Conan, right? I mean, I think Conan.
He was like a He-Man. They wanted him to be a He-Man knockoff, I think.
Yeah, I never got that. But the thing was, I wasn't really into He-Man, so I didn't really follow the cartoons too much. But no, I always liked the stories. And but again, you can't go wrong with a nice page like this. This was a good pick, and it was on my list until your list came in.
I wanted to. I see him at the top going, "Oh Lordy." And I'm hoping that was Warlord's catchphrase, but I'm imagining not. But I wish that every time he ran into battle, that is what he said. That's how little I know of Warlord. But yeah, it's a great, it's up there with some of the Conan pages I've seen. It's really, really good.
Well, Joe Murray has a very nice calf gallery. If you haven't been in it, everybody you definitely should check it out. Next up, this was a fun one. Humberto Ramos, FF number 3 page, Doom versus the Thing. Now, I would expect Snork to pick a Thing page, but then you come in and pick a Thing page.
He told me what to pick. Like, Snork couldn't be here, but he texted me and he was just like, "These are the ones you're picking. If you want to be on the show, you got to pick my pages." Hopefully I picked some stuff Chris wouldn't have picked. I'm picking this more because I want to say that Humberto Ramos is doing some of the best work of his life on this book, in my opinion. I got to be honest, I was never that big of a Ramos fan. I never disliked him, but I was never, it was just nothing that grabbed me. If he was on a book, it wasn't going to pull me in to buy the book. Mm-hmm. This book and Strange Academy, I don't know, he's just getting better to me. He's getting better and better. The detail is great. I almost feel like he's having more fun. I really the guy's got to be about my age, I'd imagine. And in my opinion, he's really turned a corner with his artwork. And with this one, I mean, you could feel the force of Ben's swing. You could feel, I mean, on the bottom, you could feel the pain Ben is feeling as Dr. Doom pushes him down to the ground and makes him, as I'm guessing, say mercy. It's yeah, I just think Ramos is doing some, and I feel maybe I just feel like I owe Humberto Ramos an up for not following his work as I did. But now I'm thrilled to be like, this is one of the books that I'm getting right now, and I think this Ryan North Ramos run is going to be up there as one of the more important Fantastic Four runs that have ever been put together. They're really, really a great team.
Cool. Well, I'm in the same category as you with Ramos's work. I mean, liked it, but it never but never blew me away. Like you said, if he was on a book, it wasn't going to be the thing that drew me into the book. But after Strange Academy I like Marcus said, Strange Academy was even more crazy. I saw his artwork in a different light. With the Strange Academy.
So you're on the same page as me, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because I don't know. I mean, his characters are very stylized, and I mean, you can carry like stylistic anatomy and into an area where it just doesn't. I mean, it just didn't work for me because it just, I don't know. It's just not the kind of thing I collect. But I love the Strange Academy stuff, and you're right. I think this is pretty damn cool too. So
have you been reading the Ryan North run?
I have not, no, but I like this page, and seeing the cloak on Doom. I'm curious now. So now I want to know what the hell's going on in this. It just looks so dang interesting. So no,
but spoiler: Doom does become the Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, I mean, I figured, but that's that would make him pretty damn powerful. So
and they've powered up Mr. Fantastic quite a bit too. And if you notice in the second panel, not the second panel, you can see it's just his eyes and mouth stretching through the machinery to look and talk. So to Johnny right there. Mm-hmm. So that's just crazy. Like, I've never seen them do anything with Mr. Fantastic like that before. But to me, I've seen people complain about it. That's not the way Mr. Fantastic's powers work. But I'm kind of like, why not? Why not just do something with like that? Like Marcus just said, like Plastic Man.
Well, now I may have to pick up the book. Leave it like that. And of course, this is in Paul P's Calf Gallery. The man, never stops collecting. I don't know if he sleeps. He must literally be, picking up art on a daily basis and getting it on Calf as soon as it arrives. But man,
I would have the same exact collection Paul has if I had more money. Because everything Paul gets, I like.
Yeah.
Like, I look at his stuff and I was like, I would get that or I get jealous that he grabbed it before I did or whatever it is. But yeah, you congratulate Paul. Genuinely, you have a great collection and a great sense of art, and the stuff you get is amazing. And the volume is still quality.
That's the thing. Yeah. I mean, for as much as he posts, everything is, it's a beautiful cover, or he gets a great interior. It is kind of never ending. You have to, whenever I see his name in the, in the latest updates, I always click on it because I'm just curious what the heck he's going to post that day. You have to check. Just like with you, Steve, when I see your name in there, I never. Mine's
only like every 6 weeks, maybe every a couple months. What I do, Bill, is I probably have about 4 pages right now. But I know I'm not going to be able to. I don't want to post them all at once. I want it to linger. I want to maybe every 3 weeks or whatever, and make it last throughout the year. So I hold off on posting, but I have stuff that I'm ready.
Wow, that's good. I mean, you want to savor it a little bit, make everybody wonder what's Steve doing. They check back in your cap, see you haven't updated in a month. I get it. You're playing. It's like playing hard to get.
Yeah, exactly.
It keeps everybody interested. That's a good game. This was interesting too. I actually had picked this one as well. So you stole this one from me too. Like the Adato Jr. piece. I mean, come on. The figures are sexy. The air is right. I mean, the inking's beautiful on this. The angles. I mean, everything about this piece is just screams pick me. So yeah. So I picked it too. But look at the composition's amazing. I mean, you got the arrows coming at you. I love it. I mean, it's such a dynamic pose, and again, just with the building behind them, there's energy and action in this piece.
And I think I didn't collect, this was early 90s, right? I was probably in college or around that when this came out. And this is when they were trying to make all the superheroes bad or whatever they were trying to do, bad girls or whatever else. And I think that's Artemis firing the arrows. But this was, at the time I didn't care. I didn't care as much for all the cheesecake art or whatever else, but for whatever, Deodato's art stood up above not only being cheesecake, but being just a good artist at the same time. He was able to meld that. He's able to use shadow. He's able to use, a different viewpoint. You're looking up the building with them coming down on top of you. They're not just facing right at you. It's, and I really like the way they, he draws the hair, and Artemis's hair is floating around through the back, doing that McFarlane thing. He really takes his time. And you could tell Deodato's he enjoyed doing that, because not only that, he fired the arrows, but then he drew his name on a piece of paper that the arrow's firing into. You don't do that if you're having a bad time with the drawing. And
Right.
I think I think if you were collecting comics around this time, this is a fairly iconic cover. To me, it was very memorable. And I probably haven't looked at this image in a decade, but the second I saw it, I was like, oh, I remember that. I remember really, really enjoying this image.
Well, I'm with you. I love it. I love the way he's handled the shadow on the building behind them. Yeah, I mean, this is a wonderful, wonderful piece. And did it get a lot of comments? I have no idea. 10 comments.
See, it deserves at least 20.
Right. Come on, everybody. Here, I'll throw the link in the chat in case you want to leave one. There you go. You can go over there and do this. So Simon K's Cap Gallery. Simon always kind of picks up good stuff too. So if you're not following his gallery, you should do that as well. But yeah, no, I love it. So this is the second stolen piece of the night that you got.
Well, thank you for letting me do that.
This one I totally missed. I don't know how I missed it. So it's Willow movie poster artwork from 1988. I actually have just started rewatching Willow because I think it's on Amazon or something right now.
Does it hold up at all? It's not great. This movie poster is better than the movie.
I loved it when it came out, but yeah, rewatching it, it just doesn't have the same. And honestly, I think I probably saw it on whatever HBO, a couple years after it came out. So I feel like I've seen it 3 times before, but watching it a 4th time now, about 20 years later, yeah, it's just not the same. And I was so excited when I saw it. I was like, we were doing it at dinner time, and Emma and I were at the house by ourselves. I forget where Maureen and Gwen were. I think maybe they were up in Ohio, and I'm like, you're gonna love this. And I started watching it. And I'm like, she never said anything, but I'm thinking,
You're going the thing that I like creating stories for myself or whatever else, and if I own this, I would put this in my dining room and just hang it and just have people over and surprise them and be like, is that the Willow? Is that Willow? Yeah, that's the original art to the movie poster of Willow, and you're going to have dinner with that looking at you, because that's awesome to have. So it's just like and it's just a really it's a really, really great piece. I looked up the I think his name was here on my notes, Bagel by South, and he's you never heard of the guy, but he did Big Trouble in Little China. He did Supergirl. I guess this is the guy you hired when Drew Struzan said no, but he does a really, really, really great job. And like I said, there's just something very fun about just having this in your house. Mm-hmm. And if this was in my house, I would literally, like I said, I would smile every time I walked past it, knowing I had it. It's just a lot of fun. It reminds you of being a kid. It does a really, really great job. And like I said, I would rather have this movie poster than have to watch the movie. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, you should try to watch the movie again.
Try. Should I make? Should I? You know what? I'll sit down with Stuart and say my friend Bill said you would really like this, and if you and then I'll have him call you and let him.
He only watched the first 15 minutes, and she never asked me to put it back on when we sat down for dinner. Oh shoot! But anyway, I think that's cool. I was surprised, surprised when you sent me the link because I don't know how I missed it. I usually, this kind of stuff usually pops up on my feed, and I did not see it at all. So I thought it was awesome that that you unearthed it. And it's at Imran A's calf gallery. So
and he has, if you click on it, a lot of it's Brian. I said big Brian Bysouth. My notes were bad. He collects Brian Bysouth artwork. So if you click on his calf, you're going to see
that he has a few other pieces. Oh, wow. Shoot.
A lot.
Let me see here. Oh, wow.
He's got the Supergirl one. He's got the Big Trouble in Little China one.
Dang. Not bad. Wow. Shoot. Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing some of his stuff in a special gallery at OAX one year, right?
Yeah,
I mean, this stuff would be amazing.
And those, I mean, look at the red on Willow and the magic coming out of the wand. The green is almost fluorescent on this. So the use of color, I mean, this is a scan, so the scan's not even going to be close to how good it looks in person.
Wow. I love that. That's great. Dang.
I would love to have this. I wouldn't even know what this would cost, but I would love this. Having the original, like I don't have all the money, so I can only point in a certain direction. But movie posters original movie posters would be a really, really cool thing to collect.
Definitely, but now you're talking about the KISS stuff being having the adjacent collectors in it. You're playing it. You're playing in a rich man's field. I think when you're at that level,
I would say, unless there's got to be a ton of movies that nobody cares about. Then I think you could probably be able to get some stuff for a couple grand. Not this, of course, but a movie nobody's ever heard of or whatever else. And if that's what you collected and you just were looking for cool imagery, I don't think it would kill you.
Right. Well. I'm glad you found it because I didn't even know this piece was up there either. So cool. I think I must not be following his calf gallery. I would have seen more of his stuff before. So Hans, we all know Hans. So this is a Tomb of Dracula 41 page. Gene Colan. I love Gene Colan. Who doesn't love Gene Colan when he's inked well, right? And his layouts are always kooky. When I didn't see this one either until you sent the link, but I love it. I would have picked, if I had seen it, I would have picked it because just the inset, the smaller narrow panels that were in the center there with even tilting the lettering. I mean, that's not something you see too often, but only Gene Colan's layouts can allow you to do crazy stuff like that and get away with it.
First off, Hans, spell out Tomb of Dracula, man. Come on, this page deserves to be spelled out. Are you in that big of a rush that you have to write TOD?
He did. He didn't even put the inker in here. I mean,
it's just like
Palmer, right?
And I'm sitting in, and like I said before with Heritage, this would be out of all the stuff that I picked, out of all 10 of them, and this is probably not the most expensive. This is the one I would want out of all of them, and I'll tell you the middle panels with Dracula biting her and her head turning and turning again. It reminds me of a Dario Argento movie, like Suspiria or something.
Right.
Really giving you that vertigo and the turning. And look how terrified in that middle panel her eye is, and how beautiful that's done. A lot of times with horror comic books, you don't get scared. It's hard to feel scared reading a comic book. This, if you're looking at that imagery in the middle, is scary. And Gene Colan and Tom Palmer pull that off. The top panel with Dracula, great. Does not hold a candle to those 5 middle panels and the hand dropping at the end and falling. It is just so beautifully done. I loved it. I wish I owned this page. And Hans, I'm sure when you see this, you'll be like, you know what, Steve likes this enough. I should get a hold of him and get this page over to him because he doesn't like it enough to even spell it out. Tomb of Dracula.
Yeah. Well, some people are in a hurry. I get it though. I get it, and I cannot even pronounce Hans's last name, let alone spell it. So let's see. Yeah.
He's been on. He's got a great collection. I've been admiring his stuff for ever since I've been on CAF. He's been there for, I don't know from the beginning, but close to it.
Oh yeah, no, Hans is a longtime dealer. I mean, he's collector dealer. He's got one hell of a collection because he's been buying and selling since I think the mid '80s, if I'm not mistaken. Marcus, you probably know, but I mean, Hans has been he sets up with Pete Koch typically at San Diego, and no, I mean Hans is very nice guy, and he's usually set up a Comic Art Con too. I bet you Jason D'Ambrosia could pronounce his last name, but anyways, I hear you. You
mean Jason, the Comic Art Ambassador?
That he's definitely. What is Mark? What he's like? Does Bill even look at the art? Come on, Jason, that's not fair. Not fair at all. Oh man. Anyway, I agree with you. I think this is a fantastic piece. I mean, I'm definitely more partial to the Doctor Strange kind of Colin Palmer stuff, but this, if you wanted a really good example of his work, this would be a nice piece to have from the team. And I love it.
Yeah, out of everything, this is, like I said, if I wasn't looking at price, this would be the one I'd want. Just from my sense of what I like, this would be the page out of everything that I wish was in my collection.
Well, I don't blame you. Jason, I'm going to do everything I can to be at the Comic Art Con in New Jersey in March. I promise you, even if I have to drive myself, I'm going to find a way to go. I haven't talked to Maureen about it yet, though, but I do want to go. I promise. I've been saying it for a long time that I'm going to go. I want to go. So I feel like I would let you down if I didn't do it. Okay. Over to Bill J. and this piece. How many? 106 comments on it. See, Bill has a way, of starting out the year with a bang, because he knows how to kind of set it up. He gets a couple really amazing covers posted in the month of January, and it pretty much guarantees he's gonna have a piece with the most comments on it for that year. And he's done that for years, and it works. I don't think he does it because of the best ofs, but he's gotten a couple of those best of trophies because we gave him out for most comments on a piece ever in a year. And I think he won it like 3 years in a row. But I mean, this is just, the image is great. I mean, the Galactus, unbelievable. You get the crazy Kirby buildings. It's what's not to love here. You get the Crackle, you get the Surfer, you get Galactus.
I didn't pick this one because I knew you would.
Yeah, well, I mean, how could you not, right? I mean, you get, and the logo looks legit. It's not, it's not a redo or anything like that. So, I mean, this is just a very authentic period piece, and you can't get much better Jack Kirby than this. I mean, holy mackerel, this is a great piece. I just, to me, it's like I can't imagine owning stuff like this. Personally owning it. We've seen it at the Marvel exhibit. We've seen great things. Silver Surfer art by Buscema. Great stuff by Kirby. But you see stuff like this, it's like I just can't even imagine having it in my collection. But it's wonderful to see. I mean, but stuff like this should be seen by everybody. I guess in its own way it can be because it's in CAF. It doesn't need to be in a museum. We get to look at it every day. But man, Bill J gets to look at this in person.
But I mean, nobody would turn this down in a museum that was showing comic art. I've been like, I'm sure Bill will be asked, can you send this or whatever else? Because it is by far museum quality comic art. This is Lucas Museum type stuff right here.
Without question. Yeah. George says, I'm ready to visit the Bill J Museum if and when. Right. No, I totally agree. Yeah, he signed it on Galactus's helmet. I saw that too, Rich. But what are you going to do? It doesn't look there's a lot of margin there. If this thing was scanned to the edge, there wasn't a lot of choices on signing it. I mean, if he would have signed it down the board, we'd all be mad too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would turn it down after I saw that signature. Be like, no, thank you. You signed it in the wrong spot. Get this shit out of here.
Yep. Oh man. But anyways, Bill J, congrats. He does have one of the most impeccably, perfect collections that are out there, and a very,
You,
very nice.
you always know when Bill's posting something because you'll get a comment on your art.
That's right.
You always, I'll be like, oh, Bill got something.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Alberto says, I always feel special when Bill J posts my pieces.
Have you had him? Have you had Bill on the show?
I've asked him to come on, and he hasn't turned me down. But it's been a couple of years since last time I asked him. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having Bill on. He's fun. He's been a long time collector. He knows everybody, and he'd be good. But what do you think about what would he pick out of his collection to talk about? That'd be the thing that'd be very curious to see. Okay, you only get to pick 18 pieces, Bill. What are they going to be? And I think that would be neat to see what he felt his 18 pieces that he wanted to share with us would be. He doesn't not respond, man. Alberto, we're gonna give you a 5-minute segment on the shows in the future. I liked your idea, Steve. 20 questions from
question bag with Alberto.
Oh man! All right, next up, what do we got? Oh, this is in James Cap Gallery. When I saw this piece, I just thought it was awesome. I mean, Chung and is one of my favorite detail-oriented artists that are out there. Livesey always does a good job inking. You get X-Men facing off against the Avengers there with Magneto in it. I couldn't think of a more cooler kind of like face-off moment with Magneto in there, and then some shenanigans clearly happening in the last panel that breaks up what could have been a really fun fight. So I love this. I mean, look at that. Cyclops looks like he's mad enough that he could take out Captain America right now.
They're definitely sweaty.
They are.
Yes. Second panel, there's a lot, and James does anytime he can get anybody sweating, he gets that page. So
he does. Spike is about to kick Cap's A. Yeah, exactly. Right in the A too, I think. But no, this was a great one, James. When just good. I don't need word balloons on. I mean, the images tell the story. I couldn't care less about what was going on here. I just loved it. I love, putting the flip-flopping the female characters from one side to the other. I just think this is awesome. Love the piece. I'd be happy to own this myself.
It's a very, very nice piece. I don't always think of buying his work, but this one makes me rethink it. Look at just the way he drew like Magneto's helmet and the shine. I mean, that looks metallic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really just those little details in the leather and Cyclops's neck and just the texture of it is really amazing through the whole thing.
I agree. I completely agree. And just ignore Jason in the chat. That's all I have to say. And when you see him at OAX, ignore him there too.
I will not. I'll give him he'll get a big hug from me.
Yeah. I know he's a lovable bug. All right, but I forget who had this one. Oh, Anthony D's Calf Gallery. I love Nick Klein's work, and this was just kind of like a great Jolly Green Giant kind of piece. And I don't know. I can't get every time I see Nick Klein's work. He's kind of like DWJ. I mean, I haven't seen a bad piece of DWJ art, or at least that I haven't that I felt was subpar. But I love Nick Klein, and I thought this one was great. I love that it's a full panel splash with the 4 tight insets on it. Compositionally, I love it. I'm not a Hulk reader or fan, but I mean, if I wanted to get a good Nick Klein Hulk page, I would have been happy picking this one up. We've talked about it before. I just feel like he treats the pieces, his pages, like finished works of art. Putting in so much tonal work along with the detail, and I think that that's one of the things that really separates him as one of the top artists out there today. Just because he really likes, I feel like he likes to treat his pieces. I don't want to say like fine art, but he likes to really put a nice finish to everything, and you don't always have to do that in comics. You can leave a lot of that to the colorists and stuff. And I just think that Nick takes his artwork to a different level when he does that, and with this style. And yep, love it.
Have you you didn't by chance weren't able to get any when he was working on Thor, did you?
I actually have a Thor page by him.
Do you? Good. Because his Thor work is as good as his Hulk work. I was actually I'm not reading this, but I have been paying attention to his artwork, and I agree with everything you said. And from what I'm hearing, the book is really good too. The whatever, I don't know if it's Immortal Hulk or Unstoppable, whatever the Klein stuff is doing right now, but I heard it's really, really good. So if the artwork, I mean, the writing is half as good as the artwork, it's probably worth picking up, because you're right. This is really fantastic stuff. I don't know. I'd imagine if anybody wants a Klein piece, they should get it now, because I got a feeling this guy could even blow up bigger than he is already.
Oh yeah, there's some pages from his Thor run I would have loved to have gotten, but so I got just a kind of an average page, but I'm happy with it. I got my Nick Klein example, and but maybe I can upgrade on a Thor page sometime later. But look, number one Marvel fan is giving you the thumbs up that you should come on more.
There we go. Thanks, Derek.
All right. So,
don't tell Snorrick.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but great pickup, Anthony.
Chris
awesome.
I think Chris needed the night off, because I think there's that exploding tree warning going on in Wisconsin. Like if after negative 40-degree wind chill, they're saying
trees start to explode.
Yeah, Wisconsin exploding trees.
I'll look it up on YouTube when we're done.
We'll see. I think that's he needed a night off.
Well, we have a piece here in Mikhail's collection. I think, yeah, this was Mikhail's. And again, not familiar with the artist Kelso Mazine. Wolverine in the Savage Land. It looks like I just thought this was a cool piece. Focusing far more on the dinosaur than Wolverine, but drop Wolverine in any kind of prehistoric situation, and at the end of the day, he's probably got this thing gutted in like 10 seconds. But I like the art. I think it's really tight. I love when artists go in and do like some splattering, whether they're doing putting black splatters on, or in this case white splatters on it for just some weird effect, to get some sand kind of feel, or there's action in this piece. And Mikhail, like I mentioned earlier, he's one of those guys that finds artists whose names I'm not familiar with. So I went to the piece specifically because I saw his name pop up, Mikhail's name pop up in the list. I'm like, what did he get today? I thought, oh, this is cool. I'm not familiar with the artist. I like the composition, and it's a winner.
It's and I'm not sure if he finds the pieces or he commissions the pieces, but he does have a really, really good brain for picking out the right thing for an artist to do when he does commission it. So for all I know, he picked this. He was like, this guy does great dinosaurs, and I'm going to add a little Wolverine to the top of it, and he's gonna boom, you got a masterpiece just like that. So yeah, I'm curious if he chose this or found it.
A lot of times I think he commissions the artist, but I don't know. I actually didn't read the description. He usually tells us this. Okay. New artist. Okay. And he's mentioning Dan, our everybody's friend Dan T. Would have been 51 when he did this. So Dan was champion of emerging and lesser known artists, and he was constantly cluing me into talent on Instagram and at conventions. So and look, even Snork got mentioned in this piece, in his write up. So cool. I mean, again, that's why you have to follow certain, pay attention to other collectors, who are onto stuff, because they are always coming up with new talent, and you just never know. Sometimes you find a guy who's more of an indie artist, but you throw the right character at him, and they do an incredible job, right? I love Ian Zienko's work. for instance. And I would never have, if it wasn't for Kazra and Sardo kind of bringing artists like that to my attention, I would never even thought to buy anything by them. But now you're seeing these artists using CAF a little bit more, and their stuff's popping up in people's collections, and yeah, it's awesome. But Mikhail, I like this one a lot. I'm a Savage Land fan through and through. Now, this next piece is in Rick W.'s CAF gallery. I've picked some Perkins Swamp Thing in the past. A lot of times, I think when I picked the pages that it had Swamp Thing on it, I kind of like this one just because it was all atmospheric. And I think Perkins is just doing an amazing job on this book. The artwork's always fantastic. I like how he kind of moves from a really a dark silhouette panel here to something that's really bright, looking at the plants here, and then just goes in with a close up on the figure. I just think Perkins is just doing some of his best work ever. And I've actually gone over to Ruben's art sale website, just look at the art over there, because I really like Perkins stuff right now. I mean, he's amazing, and I'm not a DC reader, so I haven't picked up anything yet, but I've marveled at all the work that he's doing right now. And the people who put in their CAF gallery, I'm jealous, because this stuff is fantastic.
Ruben just posted some really, really nice Scarecrow and Batman pages.
Oh, sweet.
So if you wanted to take a look at them, but I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same thing I was saying about Ramos. I mean, I've always liked Perkins, but in the last several years, ever since he was working on Swamp Thing, he's really, really turned a corner. Like, not saying he was bad at all. Like, he's been awesome, but now he's like super awesome and just taking his art to the next level. And like you said, a lot of these artists, they don't need to put all this detail into it and whatever else. But I think you can tell when an artist is doing it for themselves. And Perkins right here he's not doing it for anybody but himself on these pages. And it comes through in the best way.
And I didn't notice the tiny green lantern in there, Rick, but you're right. He's tiny, but he's there. Let's see I just picked this because it was fun too. I know already. So 2 Kirby's. I'm sorry, but this is a Commandy title page. Just too fun. I mean, I just love Kirby's worked in this era. I mean, there's something about his buildings, and when I saw this, I was just looking at it more for like just the overall design. I mean, the the perspective doesn't really feel quite right, and they're at the pool. I mean, there's just something fun and weird and timely about this. And then just seeing that
it looks just like OAX. So that's probably
it's Kazra, No, look at that. Isn't this odd? I mean, the hand lettering, the hotel and the chapter 2. I mean, that's fun, man. I see that and I'm like, man, we got to rip off some some styling and some design from that era and put it into some of our marketing. I mean, I just love this stuff. But gosh, this is, now that you said it, yeah, this is like an OAX promo piece. Shoot.
There you go. You don't want to be by that pool late night, from what I've heard. You don't want to go there. Just stay away after 1 a.m. by the pool. But no, it's like, I think you like it for the same reasons I like it. It's fun. It's weird. It really, like, just having the words "the hotel," which is just like, those are not too scary words, but Kirby decided to make it scary. Like, now I want to know more about this hotel. What's going to go on here? What is this about? And you can only imagine what Kirby's mind is going to do with this. I haven't read Commandy, but this looks great. Might have to try to get a collection of this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love the organic against the the building. It just I don't know. This one just made me smile when I saw it. But for all the reasons I wish I that I thought of OAX first. You got it, man, Steve. This is it. This is our teaser.
That's your poster for next year.
Yeah.
Right there. You just write OAX and get rid of and you put it in the hotel writing, and then you're done. You're just finished.
I love it. Well, congrats to Paul Roach. Paul's been posting a lot of art of late, and it's always good.
It is always good. I follow.
I'm following his calf yet though, or am I? I'll have to check. But yeah, his stuff has been great, and he's been posting with a lot of fervor the last couple months. So this is in Mr. Wedding's calf gallery, right? Yeah, there we go, Jeff Wedding. I mean, look at my like on it here. But Harvey's work, I just love Harvey's sense of design, and most of the pieces I have by Harvey are all pencil, and he's amazing with his detail and his anatomy. But I don't know the character here, but I love the fact that this is all ink and ink wash. I love the depth behind the character with their cape and the detail in their costume. It's a rather simple pose, but Harvey just does so much with with the robe, her whatever she's wearing on her head. I mean, just all of this stuff together is just so dynamic. I mean, I love the image, and I love even like the looseness on the rocks or whatever it is behind them as well. I mean, it's just a great illustration. Harvey's just one of my favorite artists out there, and if you ever talk to him, he's just the nicest guy in the world. Always got a big smile on his face. I mean, he's got to be one of the happiest creators at OAX. Just you could tell he's like grateful to be in the business that he's in, and he's just so damn talented too.
This screams Star Wars. Is this Star Wars? Did I miss it?
No, it's got to be. It's in Jeff's calf gallery. Who is it? Lumaya?
Okay, no idea, but you can see the Darth Vader kind of like board on her stomach right there, and the lightsaber part. And this is just I don't know this artist, and thank you for introducing me to him. He's great. It's really dynamic, really doing something that I don't know anybody else is doing. Andre should get on this right away and get a Warlock drawing from him. It's really good. After I'm done, I'm gonna look this person up and see what else they've done. I like all the electricity floating around her and energy. Yeah, she's really great. And I got a feeling this isn't that big. I got a feeling that this is probably a fairly small drawing with a ton of detail thrown into it. But yeah, it's really, really good.
Well, Jeff, you can let us know what the size is on it. You're right. I mean, it does not. It's certainly, well, the shape of it alone tells you it's not a normal size piece. 9x12. All right.
9x12.
Well, it's a beauty. It's a beauty.
Yeah, like I said, after this, I'm gonna be looking. I might have to get my own Harvey commission. I'm not gonna try to. How do you pronounce the last name again?
Tolibao. I butcher it, but Harvey's he'll just keep smiling through me messing up his name. Tolibao. He's with the Next Comic Art crew.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Next up. Oh, I got this one. This is Florida on a Wednesday. I mean, Florida on a Thursday. I don't know. Danny Warren Johnson, Alabaster, #3, page 8. I just thought it was a fun page. I mean, clearly the female who I've never read the book. She's got no clothes on. She's got the biggest alligator ever going after her. But I don't know. It's a fun page, and it just made me think of Florida. And
this is every day in Florida, right?
It's not just Wednesdays. Yeah, it's 24/7.
You're either going to get a naked woman or an alligator, either one.
Right.
If you get both,
what you're going to get when you step out in the backyard here. Yeah, it's cool though. I mean, I think it's early enough that I would not have, when I first looked at it, I didn't think Danny Warren Johnson, because I just think so differently about his artwork today, I guess. But now I'm looking at it, I can see a lot of the little kind of hallmark sort of action lines and things that he would do. But yeah, at first I didn't think that, all I could see was the alligator. I didn't think that, that she was, naked. And then I see her kill the alligator. I mean, that last panel is pretty cool, right? She looks kind of demonic. So I have no idea what Alabaster is about, but it was, this is intriguing enough to make me curious.
I've never even heard of it. And is it all Warren Johnson? This must be early Warren Johnson, huh?
It's all by him, and I don't see a date on it. Yeah, I don't know, but Tyler T can do no wrong. I mean, maybe the cover will have a date on
Yeah,
it.
Tyler's always posting something interesting.
Yeah, I don't see a date on the cover of this, but either way, this is a cool one. I thought it was awesome, and
And it's
Gator got his just deserves that.
only Warren Johnson can do an open mouth alligator like that and just pull it off, and just do a really really good job of just that drawing alone. It has got his fingerprints all over it.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I love it. Tyler, you're just amazing.
We
I would
Yep. And you couldn't do one of these without somebody picking a Daniel Warren Johnson page. So here you go.
That's right. There was Daryl R added that. I mean, it's been around that the Wolverine fighting ninjas pieces. I don't know if it was added last week or not, but I saw it on CAF the other day, and I'm like, oh, that's if I could get a good a piece that's already out there commissions wise, I'd either want that one or the one that gosh, who's the other guy that's got a really good Wolverine? Is it George Hodge? I think George Hodge has a really nice Daniel Warren Johnson Wolverine piece. I'll
All,
go back.
all I got is a tiny little Green Goblin.
That's all. Yeah.
But that's all I need. But it is, I like Green Goblin, so I got a little Green Goblin.
All right, there you go. Newell says it was 2016 when Alabaster 3 came out.
So yeah, he was pretty young in his career.
All right, I had to pick this one. This is in Aranga's Calf Gallery. We saw this when he was promoting the Kickstarter. It's Adam Polina on the new book that Aranga's working on. I remember he showed a color image of this when he was just showing off some of the images that were used in the book, some of the alt variant covers and stuff. But it was just neat seeing this piece, in black and white in his gallery, because it's so well done. I mean, I could literally like piece the face together, and it's cool pulling it back apart and everything. I just like I like this piece a lot. And again, I don't know I don't know the story or anything, but I thought it was pretty cool that Polina did the variant cover for it, and that he put a lot of thought and detail into making this piece.
I haven't really seen. I remember Polina working years ago on X Force, and liking his work then, and I've kind of fell off. But this is really great, and really took some chances with doing this kind of tapestry going around when the face kind of cut off. I don't know if this character has something, if it's more symbolic, or this character has something shiny that reflects this guy screaming, kind of almost has that kind of Wolverine Claw Hulk vibe thing going on right there. But really nice stuff. Like I said, it really took a big chance with doing something like that and pulled it off.
Right, it had something like when he becomes the other character, he's sort of trapped in a void, and I'm sure it has a little bit of.
Oh, that's right. I did read and I'm sure everybody signed up for the Kickstarter, right? Because that's you should do that.
I haven't yet, but it is. I'm watching it, so I should definitely get an alert to remind me like the day it's going to close. And like James said, it's a very well done illustration. I mean, it's very nice.
That's right. It's like a duality type thing. So I think that's the human character not really caring for his opposite or his hero character, if I remember reading the synopsis correctly. It sounds really great.
Yeah, I had one job. You're right, Newell. The job's not done yet. I know. What was my last pick here? Oh, this was in Peter Rose Cat Gallery. I try to pass up Peter Rose war pieces that he picks up, but he picks up so many damn good ones. I already put my like on this one. So Frank Robbins, I always like their work. The first panel just does it for me. You get a doctor skeleton drinking God knows what, but that this tank is just so cool. I mean, it's not like tanks, you figure when you draw them, you got to draw them with detail, and I feel like this is just loosely done. I mean, there's a lot of whiteout and looks like scratching going on it. Even the military figures around the tank are feel like that they're just loosely rendered, but it's all there. All the details are there. Everything you need to see this image of the guy chucking a grenade, and probably into the tank is up there. I mean, I thought that first panel just kicked so much butt that you know, again, I don't know how does Peter Rowe find all these war pages? Because I don't see them listed anywhere, but they just keep ending up in his calf gallery. He's got a knack for it. Either people are literally just bringing the art to him and saying, Peter, this should be in your collection. Because I just don't feel like a lot of that stuff hits the market, and Peter ends up with it in his calf.
I think Peter goes to different calves and said, he says, make a wish, I'm really could use this, I'm gonna sell this to me. My kid really, really would enjoy this or something. He's doing something. He's pulling them out of somewhere. One thing is look at the treads on the tank, and the treads aren't drawn. They're just made with different shades.
Right. I mean, look at that. Yeah, just blop, 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 blop. I mean, this is so cool. I mean, I think this the more I look at it, the more incredible it is.
It looks like, and in the best way, it looks like a Mad Magazine drawing, right? Yeah. Like it's almost that kind of cartoonish feel to it, whatever else, but all in the best way because there's so many great artists that were working on Mad Magazine. But really, like it's not comedic by any means, but it does have that sense of movement and kinetic energy floating through everything that a Mad Magazine drawing would have.
There you go. So it looked like razor marks, Peter. So you just confirmed it. So all those little lines there are all done with a razor. Yeah, I mean this is just it's amazing. I mean it's so loose, but it conveys everything. So no, this is a brilliant piece and in the right collection. So maybe Peter is like Mickey, he's sitting on all these pieces, and that's why we haven't seen him. And then they're just like he's just rolling them out slowly. Either way, kind of Jack Davisy. Yeah, I was thinking it has an EC kind of vibe to it as well, Rich. So no, again, Peter, love this piece, and it's definitely in the right collection.
Yeah, you're doing nice work. I'm glad I don't have to compete with him getting war pages. I'll let Crow do that.
Yeah, Crow is the other guy going after the war stuff. I mean, he's the same way though. The stuff he picks up, half the stuff I'm like, where did that come from? I didn't see that.
I have no idea either. And he'll email me, and he won't send me a link to anything. He'll just send me the images, and he'll be like, "What do you think of this?" Because he doesn't want me to know where he's getting it from either. And then I'll be like, "That was on Comic Link. Why didn't you just send me the link to Comic Link?" He doesn't want me to know.
Well, what was the page that you and he went back and forth on forever? Was it like a Human Fly page or what?
Yeah, it was a Human Fly page that I sold to him, but I put it in my gone but not forgotten folder. But it was the only. I don't do that. If I sell something that's gone, but that was the only one I left, and it had a ton, and it annoyed him so much. I finally took it down. I had to take it down.
I wonder where it went because I would go back to that page just to read your comments, back and forth. And,
it like he had the page and he had it posted, but it annoyed him that I kept it on CAF for as long as I did. But that was a while ago.
I know, but I remember it. I mean, because it was one of those things in CAF lore that sat out there, and I would go back to it just to see it. It was at being 140 comments, and then I go back a couple months later.
There were times that it would have 4 or 5 comments, and then jump into the most commented on CAF.
That's why I kept seeing it probably too. Yeah.
But it was like a 7-year-old page, and all of a sudden it gets the most commented. It's just me and him being idiots. Yeah.
Well, but that's what makes this hobby fun.
Yep. That's what CAF is for, to be idiots.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, it could be. It's like I try to look at it as to be fun and to be people, and hopefully if I make rib somebody on their art or make a comment, they know well enough that I'm not making, like, I'm just trying to have fun with it.
I appreciate that. Pro appreciates that too, I'm sure. And I'm not sure what it was. Marcus says, why doesn't Bill say that is the most commented work on CAF? Is it? I don't even know what you're talking about, Marcus.
I think maybe the Human Fly page that.
Or the Human. Well, it's up there. I think the most commented piece on CAF is Joe Jusko something or other, or maybe it was the most. Maybe yours was because you guys pushed that number up really high.
Yeah.
It might have got up to like 200 comments at some point before it just disappeared, before you turned it off. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, well, we're just under the 3 hour mark, and it's always a good thing to end before we hit the 3 hour mark. But Steve, I think you're welcome back. I saw some people were saying that maybe you and I can like turn off my camera and you and Snort can do like picks together one week.
I would do that. I mean, this would have been a good time to do that because it sounds like you got a lot of stuff going on. So if you ever need me to,
I could tune out for an hour, doing some other stuff.
especially when me and Chris talk, you could really tune out.
Well, I would just have to teach you guys how to change the slides, and as long as you can do that, I can take a break, and I would be happy. It'd be fun. I think it'd be good. I saw that even Flanders said he wouldn't mind doing things at some point with somebody. So, yeah. Hey, it's a new year. We can come up with different ways to have fun around here. I'm all for it. So so we have 4 more weeks, Steve. It's about you would be getting to the hotel right now. You'll be looking a little tired, but you'll be getting there on Thursday night in 4 weeks. So. If you see us at the bar, please stop by and say hi or text somebody. Well, Alberto's going to be looking for you.
He is. He's gonna he'll probably figure out where my room is and be waiting outside with those 2 shots of Jägermeister when I get there. Because nothing like a good shot of Jägermeister on an empty stomach in a flight.
Exactly. But hopefully they're still serving hamburgers or something at the bar when you get there. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you. And
we get some time to. I know you get busy, but hopefully we get at least a little time to chat.
I hope so too. And let's make sure that this is something we repeat in the future. Even if we get you and Stork together, I think that'd be a whole lot of fun.
Okay, sounds good to me.
All right, Steve. Well, listen, everybody, we appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. It's always a good time looking at art and hanging out with all of you. 4 more weeks until OAX, so get your tickets purchased. Check out the few remaining pre-OAX that are out there. Proxy bid on the artwork. I think we got. I saw 1 or 2 come in while we were talking. So those they're always good. They help us move the auction along. The more proxy bids we get, so put them in. Just helps us get to the chase even quicker on Saturday night at OAX. But have a wonderful night, and we'll be back at it next Tuesday with Matt Lowenstein. And he's got some card art in his collection, and he's got his own YouTube channel. So it'll be fun chatting with him. And we'll see you next Tuesday.